The only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to quite possibly the most special episode of Beer Busters I think we've ever done, if not in a very long time. My name is Dan Baker. I'm joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
This is very exciting for many, many, many reasons.
Yes, can you hear?
I know.
You can hear the noises.
Yeah. So we've been doing this remotely for a year and a half, give or take now.
Uh-huh.
And this is our first in-person recording, not just for the three of us, but out in the world since Stolen Sun was our last one.
Yes, but
Friday
since
the 13th. That
right
was the day
before
I got
the,
sent home from work.
The
and
Pandy
last
Wandy.
night was Friday the 13th.
Yes,
It
it was.
was.
Today is Saturday the 14th
Saturday.
of August, which
Woo.
means we are at...
We are at Brews and Bands for Bart. The event is here. And I got to say, everybody's in good spirits so far, as I was hoping would be the case.
Yeah, everybody's still setting up. We got here a little early. We're watching the trucks try to squeeze their
Right.
way through the stands that are already set up.
At what point are they going to stop trying to squeeze
so that
through?
everybody can set up. But yeah, we've been talking about this event for a while. Obviously, you've
Yeah.
seen it on the internet. Our celebration of Bart Kaminski
Yes.
has arrived. It's going to be an awesome day. Right next to us, by pure coincidence, is our friends St. Boniface and Stickman. So we will definitely be wrangling them at some point,
Yeah.
as well as some other people who are pouring here today.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool breweries that are going to be here. I'm sure we'll catch up with old friends and hopefully meet some new ones to entice them to come onto the show. And I'm very excited because Shy Bear is here. We knew that they were going to be here. We announced that they were going to be here, but we thought they were just sending beer. But no, Jason just pulled up in a blue truck.
we're looking at him right now.
branded with their logo on. I'm glad that he actually made it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
And
really
I really
cool.
hope we get to steal him for a couple minutes later.
Definitely.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot that's going to happen. It's going to be a fun day, all in celebration of Bart Kaminski. And I know the past couple episodes we've talked about him, and he's a man that deserves to be talked about, to no end. I'm upset that, last episode I couldn't be part of it. I'm glad you guys, mentioned it in passing. But if you are not in the know, Bart unfortunately did. His battle with cancer came to an end. And this is now a celebration of the man's life. And we're still raising money for him. The raffle table for all the cool stuff that Dean had told us about is right across from us, tempting me in my wallet. But yeah, this is all for him. We're all here for him.
Yeah, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be a great celebration. It's going to be a fest that Bart would have been proud of.
Without a doubt. And kudos to Dean and everybody else who was part of making it happen, because they really made sure that it's a Bart fest,
Trying to convince Wes to sit down. But
Yeah, I know, right?
He's like, they all got shit to do right now.
Everybody's
They're
so
all
busy.
I don't.
Everything the way that I want.
I don't have everything the
Bart
way
would
that I
be
want.
so proud.
All right, well, we'll talk to Wes later, I'm sure.
Of course. We'll get somebody to watch the stand. We'll make Kevin do one of his jobs.
As well as many of our amazing friends that are here today. But I think all that's left to say is cheers to Bart.
Cheers to Bart Kaminski. So the event has yet to start, so we figured we're going to try to talk to some friends before it does, so there's not as much background noise. And Wayne mentioned in the open that we're right next to our pals at St. Boniface, so why the fuck not start with them? Dane and Pat are here. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, man.
Great.
Of course. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, and more importantly, thank you for being part of this event.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't miss this for the world.
Of course.
We've known Bart for quite a few years, and I couldn't exactly pinpoint the time I first met Bart, but it definitely had to have involved some beers.
Of course, yeah, of course.
I think for most people, the first time they met Bart was at something just like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, thank you for providing us with our
Yes.
first beer of
Yes.
the day, the former 225 lager.
It's always going to be 225. I'm still going to call it that forever and
and
always.
it is now, is it Pravda?
Pravda is correct. Yeah, we
Okay.
we did a little rebrand on it since the 225th anniversary of LNP was a few years ago. We can't change the name every year to 226 and 227.
I mean,
we could.
You kind of do that with another beer.
Well,
I don't know which one you're talking about.
for what it's worth, you have yet to pronounce the name of that beer correctly.
I think you guys are wrong. Anyhow, but yeah, no. So we went through a little bit of a rebrand with this guy. So now Pravda is our the beer formerly known as 225 or 225 or, but yeah, super easy drinking, 4.5% lager, and just for a day like this, it's a great way to start the day.
Yeah.
Or end the day.
Or in the day.
Or
yes.
in between.
Right.
Or just all day.
Yeah, it's an
exactly.
anytime beer.
I mean, it is the keg literally closest to us.
That's true. That's true.
I didn't bring a tap line long enough to get it over here, so
That's what-
sorry,
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
gonna have to move a little bit.
Well,
to
we
get
can
it.
we can also do like a little assembly line. Just have I'll pass it down to
the
Wayne,
boxes.
down to Steph, down to Dana, who's going to hand it off to Rich or you if you guys are there. And yeah,
Should have thought of that. We had to run like a 50-foot extension cord to get power for the podcast. We should have also run a long tap line. Over there. We weren't even
like the
thinking
old
of that.
fireman's carry before buckets.
Oh, just a big straw.
Yeah, or just a big straw. Yeah, absolutely.
so what else do you guys have over there? Do I see Paideia?
Paideia, absolutely. Another easy drinker, 5% pale ale, all Citra, and again, who knows how many 8%, 10% stouts or silliness is going to be here. So,
So no hegemony today.
No hegemony. No,
Not the day for it.
no. I mean, it is for some people, I guess,
Could be.
but
It could be.
yeah, no, I don't like to take big beers and high alcohol percentage fest because people just come up and say maybe it won't be this way here, but give me your highest ABV. I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys
Oh, yeah.
seen
Oh, yeah.
that, right? And
Mhm.
you're like what isn't anyway.
Yeah. No,
I'll take a sip
you're
of my beer
You're
while
preaching
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
choir.
yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. But you do bring up a good point. Given the nature of this fest being in celebration of Bart and all his many, many friends, I do feel like the vibe here might be a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? I feel like everybody here is really into the beer and drinking
Yeah.
for the...
Yeah.
And also partying though.
That's
the
true.
one
That's
Yeah,
true,
thing.
but
yeah.
like,
'Cause
knowing how to do it properly, like professional
Bart knew
partiers.
how to bring the party.
He knew how to bring the party, but he
That's
knew how
true.
to do it right. Like, he
Yes.
was never the guy that got out of control. He just brought all the fun.
You know what I thought was fitting when we were just leaving home? Like I think it was right after we got to McDonald's to get our breakfast. We're on the way here, and the radio station we were listening to played Beastie Boys, Intergalactic,
Yeah.
which is fitting because I'm sure we've talked about it, nonstop. But at Bart's, what was it, Hangar Jam? Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
a couple of years
yeah,
ago?
yeah.
He had that Beastie Boys cover band, which was amazing. And they let him do like a song or two.
Yeah,
with
he
them,
was
which
on stage
so
with them for a
cool.
while. That was probably the happiest I have ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
Bart. Was
yeah.
at that fest.
He
Which
was
says a
living
lot
it.
because he was always happy.
Right. No, that was what a crazy event. Whose brain thinks of I'm gonna do a X Games style show in a airport hangar? And, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
awesome.
gets all the proper permission to actually make it
Right,
happen.
right.
Like, amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
only Bart could take it from that level of fever dream to a reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I'm glad we were all there to experience it. Speaking
Very
of
much so.
events, Pat, you have a pretty big one coming up.
Ah, what do we
Yeah,
got?
Rapidly coming up, Little's Craft Beer Fest.
Woo woo! Now,
Hey!
Lidditz Craft Beer Fest is going to be a little different this year.
Yeah, because of all the regulations, we had to move it off the street for this year. So it'll be over at Tate.
Which is still in Lidditz.
Yes, technically, it's
Technically.
it's right at the border. So depending on where you stand, you could be in Warwick Township. So,
And it's going to be all weekend. There's going to be multiple sessions you can attend.
yep, there'll be 2 on Saturday and then 1 on Sunday. And then on Saturday, we'll have actually a VIP area that Carson, which I'm sure you all know from the Bull's Head, is
Yeah.
curating a tap list. He's been going all over, getting different kegs.
Wow.
So you can only imagine what that will.
Speaking of high alcohol beers at Beer Fest.
The special table, yeah.
There's a guy who knows how to bring the party, but in a little bit of a different way.
A little more intensity.
I love him to death too, but
Very cool. So still live bands and
Yeah, we actually have, because we have 3 sessions and 2 stages, and it's at Tate, so we're going to have 18 bands throughout the
Whoa.
weekend.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what was more difficult, getting all the bands together or the breweries together.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
the lineup's pretty cool. It seems like my wife is all excited about hearing the '90s cover band on Sunday.
Yeah, we did that just for Jill.
Oh, I'm intrigued by that too. That's awesome.
And then is Colebrook Road
Yeah,
playing?
your own brewer's
Brewer,
going to be
yeah,
playing.
yeah, we get another
Colebrook
connection
Road.
there. Yeah.
Cool, very cool.
it's awesome.
So I think I'm glad you kept it in Lidditz because I think the Warwick Township Craft Beer Fest doesn't roll off the tongue
it
quite
really
as
doesn't.
much.
No, that's true.
And most people know where Lidditz is, even if you're not from the area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or
You've
Warwick
at least heard of it.
Township. What is that?
Yeah. We are disappointed that it's not downtown, but obviously they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah.
But that's such a cool spot. I mean, it's got the similar vibe to here, but it's blocks and blocks instead of just this one.
Right, yeah.
You know, and it's super cool.
Yeah.
It is outside. Everyone keeps asking if it's inside, but it's outside.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned when we did our intro the actual setup here is it's a block party. The street
Yeah.
is closed off. This whole block by Tattered Flags here. With breweries and vendors just lining either side of the street, and various vans and trucks. We did mention this, trying to meticulously navigate everything that's already set up.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't pull my van in here.
Yeah, exactly.
That was smart.
And that was before it even really got busy.
We got super lucky that we're at the very end of the block,
Yeah.
so we just parked on the street that's not closed.
Yeah.
We also didn't have kegs.
That's
True.
Our
Yeah, we
equipment
had-
is heavy, but not as heavy as a full
Yeah,
keg of
that's
beer.
true.
You have plenty of equipment.
Dane had enough curbs on the way.
One, Pat. One. Oh man, you couldn't hold that back, could you? Well played. I got to give you that. He goes curb. Boom, boom. Yeah.
That's the only reason you didn't hit many
Called it.
more curbs. Spotter.
Oh, I see how it is.
So that was a deal. You were going to come and help him out, but you get to banter him all day.
Oh, I do that regardless.
Okay.
Nice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you guys. We're glad that we are next to you and glad that you guys are here, and it's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, as always, it's awesome talking to you guys.
Likewise.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
Likewise.
Thanks so much for having us on.
Yeah.
Of course.
cheers,
Yeah.
guys.
And cheers to Bart.
Cheers
to
to
Bart,
Bart, indeed.
You don't have a drink with us.
Oh, boo, Pat. Boo, Pat.
man.
See you guys.
See you guys. Cheers.
Poor Pat.
Well, the gates are about to open, and people are going to flood into the street pretty shortly. But we had to make sure that we could grab a very special guest for a quick couple of minutes before that happens, because he's here by himself. We were very excited to learn that the man himself is here, rather than just the beer, which is very, very, very exciting. And we couldn't say thank you enough for that. It's Jason from Shy Bear. How are you, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. I feel like this is deja vu.
I know. I feel like we had this conversation already, and I think Dan, you wanted to say something about the coffee that you got from Shy Bear and how
Man,
that
get out of my
that
brain.
sort of.
Why are you reading my thoughts?
I mean, maybe we already said this and we weren't recording. Maybe
that could never.
maybe that happened.
I am
I don't
a
think that's ever
professional. I am a professional. Yeah, no, I fucked up and didn't hit record. It's all my fault. But yes, I will say now that it's recorded again. One, thank you for staying in touch with us since your episode. I know I just said this to you before. Thank you again for being here and for sending the holiday package with the coffee, because I now know that I need to get whole bean coffee, and I have a coffee grinder now. And I'm sorry I haven't ordered your coffee since then, but I'm going to do that.
No worries.
What? I have.
I know.
And the thing is, you're making an order, you might as well put some beer in it, too.
I know.
That's the
I'm
best.
terrible. I'm absolutely terrible.
And I love that it comes in the big 2-pound bag, because
Yes.
it lasts for a while. You don't have to constantly be buying new bags of coffee.
Exactly. And now we can enter uncharted conversation territory.
Now we covered everything we already said.
right.
So I was because it took so long to get here, I got impatient and started sipping this beer that you were pouring here today, which is called. Tell me again, Tico
Suavecito.
Suavecito. Tell us a little bit about what this is.
Well, it follows the line of our Suave series. Anything that is originally was just Tico Suave, obviously a ripoff of Rico.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tico is actually a Costa Rican term for somebody who is debonair.
Mm-hmm.
So our coffee company is called Rich Coast. That was founded, and it's the anglicized name of Costa Rica. So we just thought we would just go with the whole Costa Rican theme on the idea of the Suaves line. And so Tico Suavecito was basically just a way of a summer stout, something that could still almost be somewhat sparkling. It's carbonated a little bit higher than typical stouts, which are typically low carbonated. So this one kind of started as a summer stout, and then with the cold brew and vanilla just to kind of round out everything.
It's very nice. I like that it's a lower ABV. I like that it's a little more effervescent, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yep.
You can really get the cold brew coffee out of it, which I very much appreciate.
The coffee comes through very nicely.
Yeah.
Now, you also brought a can to the table.
I did. So our Barley Lemonade is our sparkling hard lemonade. So a little fact-finding mission that we found out was that these two together was almost a match made in heaven. So
awesome.
you almost got that little espresso with the lemon twist kind of European style kind of thing. So
I don't know about this. I'm
See,
going to tell
yeah.
you. I'm a little nervous about this.
That's
Well,
what I was going to say. I've heard of the lemon and espresso thing. That's
Yeah.
like a European thing, and that never sounded good to me. So
you got to try this.
I got to
I'm
see
in
because
for
I've
it.
never
No,
tried
no,
it.
no,
So
Try to get your intro.
yes, no, I like it. I like it.
All right, half and half.
Yeah, like I would say, about an ounce. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's probably good.
All right.
I'm excited.
Probably 2/3 to 1/3 what we do in our spot, but it's
Well, it smells
It's good.
lovely.
I can see it working because there's a lot of times you'll get coffee that's like, oh yeah, this has citrus notes to it, and
yeah, and lemon and vanilla too. I mean, with the
Yeah.
vanilla aspect of it, definitely adds something that. You always see lemon and vanilla typically, in desserts and everything like that.
Yeah.
So which is kind of
ooh,
to me.
I like it.
To me, it makes sense.
It
Yeah.
is. It's good. I think I may have gone a little too hard on the lemonade.
I think so too. But it adds,
but it's
having like the subtle coffee to it is actually it works. It works very well.
Yeah. Well, I only brought 2 4-packs of that today, so I don't know if that's really going to last very long. So I'm going to keep that under wraps for industry people.
I like that. I like that. All right, this is just for those in the know.
That's right,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah. Oh, these are absolutely delicious.
Thank
So
you.
I'm curious, how long did it take you to get here?
A little over an hour.
Wow, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Probably took you guys longer.
Yeah, it took about an hour and a
half,
half, give or take,
hour
which was
45.
better than it should have. It's usually about 2 hours to this
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, traffic was light, so that's I mean, that's all. That's where all of it is about. Doesn't really, for us, it's not necessarily miles because we have a pretty good highway system from Lewistown
Yeah.
to anywhere you need to go, and we come down in this area very often because Lewistown isn't necessarily known for the hub of shopping culture.
yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So do you remind me, because I'm terrible and I've forgotten, I've drank away a lot of memories. Do you guys distribute?
We do self-distribution.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, about an hour radius. I mean, we'll get down to around this area. We've had a lot of inquiries to reach out into the Lancaster market, but we just honestly, there's so many good beers out there, and really for the density of where we want to be, keeping it fresh, maintaining a weekly, bi-weekly delivery schedule
Yeah.
to keep it going. It just kind of felt like that's a reach for us right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you got to do what's right for the business. And if you can't, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. Plus, if anybody really wants to get your beer,
get
you
it
can,
shipped.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can get it shipped.
Yeah, well, we cut that off on our site, so people who are just messaging me or people who have ordered in the past, they've been
Okay.
messaging me, and I've been able to get orders out for them.
Oh, cool.
We just kind of felt with the summer season, and we honestly, with the capacity we have at our place and the amount of small distribution we're just doing in the radius around us, we honestly can't even keep up with what we have. So
Yeah.
it's we thought, well, and maybe in the fall we'll ramp it back up, but.
Yeah. No, that's good. Like I said, you got to do what you got to do for the business.
Yeah, and keep it local. I mean,
And that's
serve
true
the
too, yeah.
local community before you ship it
Yeah.
out across the state. That makes
Exactly.
sense.
Plus,
yeah.
it would probably make the brewery more of like a destination for anybody who's
Plus-
traveling through or to the area.
It forces people like us who love your beer and coffee to actually come out to your place
Yeah,
and see you.
yeah.
Right.
Instead of
And
just
that's
having
and
it
I,
shipped
honestly,
locally.
that's the part. I mean, that's to have our beer and to like our beer, and for the amount of people who have really enjoyed it, never being at Shy Bear is, I guess, is a testament, obviously, to the quality of beer that we're making and that Roger's making. But I don't necessarily see it as like the full story. You have to come to our place, live music, the food, the smells, just the breeze coming through the trees.
I forgot
it's
about the food.
Yeah.
You sent us a menu before we had you on, and man,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do remember when we had you on, there was some live music going on
Yep.
in the background.
I was
You were out
also
on the
jealous
deck,
of that.
and
Yeah.
we got to have a little look through the screen at the place, and it looked really cool. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's a good and bad news kind of thing, not being able to travel much in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
Having live music in front of your house, and you walk down and you basically book the kind of music you want to listen to. It's a very humbling and awesome thing at the same time.
I book the kind of music I want to listen
It's like
to.
it's like the radio, but
Nice.
it's live music. I just pull whatever band I want to hear. I just have them come and play for me live.
I mean, we've heard
Ed Sheeran,
owners
are
say
you free?
Right.
we've heard owners say, "I brew the beer I want to drink," but I think this is like a step higher.
I book
book
the bands I
music
wanna
I
hear.
want to listen
Yeah,
to.
well,
I love it. I love it.
we cultivate the food I want to eat. It definitely. I mean, like any place should be the identity of its owners.
Yeah,
Very
and
true.
trying not to stray away from it, but that's definitely where we see our future is continuing to cultivate what it is to be at our place, and I think that viscerally moves on to wanting our beer wherever they live.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I see
pleasure.
Rich over there dutifully pouring some of your beer for the patrons here.
I'm sure he's doing it better than I.
Yeah. He actually has, for someone who doesn't drink beer, he's got a lot of experience pouring it at
that's
festivals.
True. That's true. He's been our intern for a long time.
But yeah,
I
it's
taught him well.
Yes.
It's amazing to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
out, supporting the fest for our dear friend Bart. And we do have to get out to your location
Yeah,
for
now
sure.
that things are happening again.
Yeah, that's right. And if you guys feel like wanting to set up shop at ours, put you on the stage,
We do like stages.
That's
He
true.
also books the podcast. So he wants to.
that's right.
Can't leave out the podcast.
100%.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Of course, thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you.
much.
Enjoy the fest and cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Dan, are you recording?
I am recording.
For this, our third interview of the day, we have decided to record from the beginning.
Yes.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Did you take their picture
it's the
already?
least
I
we could
did
do.
take the
Oh, yes,
picture.
we're
We've
on
been
this
photographed.
Yes, we're slowly remembering how to do the podcast.
We've got evidence that we've been here.
Yes,
Please,
exactly.
please add my photo to the Bill Gates facial recognition registry.
It's already on.
Yeah,
I haven't done anything wrong.
And
I
if
have nothing to
if
fear.
it comes up, we've been present at this festival for the duration of it, plus an hour before for setup and an hour after for break.
We will.
They
we will
already
vouch
know
for
that. Our microchips have revealed that information.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're allowed to be here without mess. Is we have
Because
we
we have
our
the
microchips.
5G
Yeah.
microchip.
We
Yeah.
have microchips.
I
Listen, my
actually
fa-
wrote on your thing that birds aren't real.
Oh man, that's awesome. My favorite thing about being vaccinated is I'm a hotspot now.
Yeah, you
Nice.
are.
Yeah.
At least there's something.
I
about
wrote,
you.
"This is the last fucking time I'm doing this shit."
Well, to
Oh,
be
so
fair,
you're a habitual liar,
to be
too. Gotcha.
fair, no one invited you.
It's true. It's true. Doesn't make it hurt any less, but it's true.
No, you have to do it again
the
because
same.
next time I'm making you vegan meatballs.
Oh, that's true.
All right, it's the last fucking time I'm doing it without being fed.
Okay. fair enough.
There's a hoagie around here somewhere.
That's fair. No, I
Floating
can
around.
get behind that.
Yeah. Well, at some point in the last 3 minutes, we did a cold open. You know the voices. They're good, long-term friends of the show. Very happy that they are here from Stickman Brews. It's Jim and Ethan. Gentlemen, how are you?
Oh, we're
Wonderful.
doing great.
Wonderful. How are you? It's so nice to
Fantastic.
be here with you.
Likewise.
Beautiful
likewise.
Middletown.
You know, you just said this is my last time doing it without being fed, and now you are being fed.
You're
You've
eating
been
a
given a
chocolate-filled
croissant.
croissant?
Yeah.
Do you want
Yeah.
A
one?
packaged
Do you have
chocolate-filled
menus?
croissant?
It's like,
You have a whole grocery bag?
yeah, she's got like, it's like a convenience store. This is an Ups
This is
product.
amazing.
Goddamn delight this is.
Don't worry, guys. I brought snacks.
Wholesale
Goddamn delight.
chocolate.
Who the fuck has a chocolate hazelnut-filled croissant in their handbag on a whim?
Steph does.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I'm liking it. Now I
Don't
know
tell
what Rich.
anyone
Now
else.
the picture's starting to get a little clearer for me with Rich. Here.
If anyone was going to have pocket croissants, it would be Steph.
Don't tell the other guests.
Oh, my.
Hey, they're good.
You did say their names, right?
Did yes.
Okay,
I
so
did,
we got
yes.
that out of
and
the
then
way.
I promptly made fun of Jim.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because
what
that's
are we?
we got to do?
I do
What are
love
we
that.
drinking? Let's do the official stuff. This is the
The official
strawberry.
stuff. Yeah.
Strawberry lemonade. Queen Bey Ain't Got Nothing on Me. Goza. It's named after the album and how excellent our brewing is. It's kind of like a reference to both, you know?
Interesting.
And then we also have Double Deuce, which was our collaboration with the man, myth, and legend.
Yep.
Bart Kaminski. It's the best double New England style IPA this side of Nairobi. And we think you'll enjoy it.
There's a better one on the other side of
Yeah, I
Nairobi.
mean,
absolutely.
That's
which
what I'm
direction
struggling
are we
with.
going? Are we going west to east or east
Somebody
to west?
east of Nairobi is
that's
doing
like-
a better double New England. That's really hard to
I mean,
believe.
it's like don't feed them after midnight. Like, what does that mean exactly?
Gremlin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but, like,
true, yeah.
It's always after midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always west of Nairobi, depending which direction you go.
Don't make doubles after midnight east of Nairobi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or wear white
lest
pants
you put all
before
of us
Labor Day.
to shame in the Americas.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
all right.
I imagine somewhere between Nairobi and Singapore, they've developed a better double IPA. But I haven't found one in
possible.
these here United States, I'll tell you
It's
that.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's none to be had.
Well, now I'm chugging the strawberry lemonade thing because we're talking about the double deuce. So I
Yeah,
wanna
so how
drink
do
it.
you like it?
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
This is good. This is very good. I am glad the Tums are here. Not that it's like super, but like I feel a little
It's
bit.
a little acidic. It's got some lactose in it. It's not good for your belly. You know?
I can tell, but it tastes good.
like a smoothie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're not going for nuance with this one, Steph.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
tastes like, it tastes like strawberry lemonade.
Yes. Yeah.
You're giving the people what they're asking for, right?
I mean, that is true, and I'm not gonna lie. On a day like today, it's hot outside. There's gonna be a lot of people. This is a perfect beer.
No, I
Right.
enjoyed
like
it.
this. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
For this
I like
kind
that
of
it's
vibe.
super tart.
Yeah.
I wonder how it would be with Jason's cold brew beer.
Oh, that would be
Like mix
interesting.
some, because he had us mix this sparkling hard lemonade with his cold brew coffee beer, and it was actually good.
Yeah, it was like that lemon espresso.
Really?
thing.
Lemon espresso, that's a thing?
That's a thing people do, which I always thought was gross, but I thought that tasted pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was
Yeah,
really
La
good.
Colombe sells like cans of lemon espresso.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Which I never buy because I'm like, ew.
I'm
Shout
sorry.
out to La Colombe.
Did you say
I love La Colombe.
espresso or
Espresso
Okay.
with an S. It
Okay.
doesn't have an X.
I know.
It
I was
does
going to
not.
give you shit for that, but okay. It must have just been with the food in the mouth.
I'm chewing a chocolate
Food in the
croissant.
mouth.
yeah.
Plus,
I
you've
was-
been looking for conflict since we sat down.
Yeah,
Dan.
frankly.
It's always-
Why should the XS controversy be any different? Been
Frank-
busting our balls
Throw it
since the
out there.
minute we sat down.
Frankly, you're here. You're looking for a reaction. You know we're going to give you one.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you guys.
Listen,
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is that if we wanted to find controversy today, we very easily could.
That's true. That's true. It may
But
or
we
may not
won't.
be
Are
written
you
somewhere.
referring to the fact that I'm only half Jewish?
Not with you. Present company accepted.
Because that would be that would be in
been a
poor
con-
taste.
That's been a controversy before. I'll tell you that.
Yes,
You know, it's a whole
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bar mitzvah was a tough tough.
I didn't get a bar mitzvah,
Yeah,
right?
see?
Yeah, you refused.
Oh, you're half Jewish. Okay, great. Where's the
Yeah.
bar mitzvah? No, you're just gonna have a dinner at a restaurant
See,
with
no.
your immediate family.
Is that what a
okay,
half bar
isn't that
mitzvah
called
is?
Sunday?
Are you half
Sounds like
circumcised?
Sunday.
Oh,
Huh?
are you half circumcised?
Yeah. It's a sight
How
to
does that
behold.
work? Is that like left, right, or like like which half?
It's like it's like having a deflector so you can still pee at a 90-degree angle when you have an erection.
I like that. Okay, all right, that's
Right,
useful.
straight down into
That's
the
useful.
toilet. Yeah, it's like interesting.
Anyway, double deuce.
Like when you have a hat with you can pull the hood up over whenever you need to.
Pull the hood up.
What is going on right now?
I don't know.
Does it have
It's been- we
drawstrings
went
too?
down a bad road.
This is what happens when we're allowed in public again.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It does happen. It does happen. It always seems to go that way with us. We never
But,
talk about beer.
No, this is true. This is true. This beer's nice though for what it is.
Well, and I think we should take a moment to. We are here to celebrate Bart and
Yes.
his life, and Bart is very much a part of the Stickman brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
I don't know. Do you want to share like your favorite Bart memory or something?
You know,
like-
all of our favorite. We've had a lot of good times with Bart. I don't know if our favorite memories are appropriate
Yeah, for the
for all
podcast.
audiences.
Fair.
Fair.
But Bart was an incredibly uplifting and fun person, and every time we were around him, it wasn't like one of these bitch fests about everything. You know what I mean?
I'll give you a quick summary. One year I went to, what's the name of the thing that they do for Cantillon at Monk's every year?
Swansea Day.
I went to
Yes.
Swansea Day, and I was planning on being there for 45 minutes to hang out to tell Jeff Mumbauer that I said hi and then bounce because he was there. And I saw Bart, and I stayed for 7 hours. So, like, if that gives you the vibe, you know?
Sounds about right. Yes.
That's all you wanted to do when Bart was around. You know,
Yeah.
like not
Yeah.
like party, but like just hang out, and have a good time.
have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we did for sure.
I mean-
yeah, he was a big part of us, and Nicole is also, Nicole's doing a lot of the stuff with Hopheads and Collision
Yeah.
Media and stuff, and also working as taking school to be a graphic artist herself. So
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And for
That's
our
amazing.
listeners that don't know, Nicole is Bart's wife.
Yes.
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 Very,
Thank you,
very kick-ass woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we hope to be able to work with her, and you know, we don't want to just try and copy somebody else's style.
Right,
it's
right.
kind of tacky, right? You
Yeah,
know?
but I mean, it's a safe bet that you can easily say her art would be influenced by Bart.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, she had her own copy too. She's going to add her own flair, of course. But yeah, it's definitely
He
inspired
definitely
by Bart.
laid the foundation for the Stickman look.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know if you guys saw that tribute that Nate Kresge put out from GK Visual with his interview.
I haven't watched
from
it
the
'cause I
documentary series.
I didn't want to cry.
He talked a lot about the labels he did. He talked a lot about Stickman and how
awesome.
he's like, I get paid more than anyone else in the world to draw stick figures. That's super cool. That video is floating around online.
we'll
Take
have
a
to
look
check
for it if you
that
can
out,
find
yeah.
it. Yeah, but it's pretty funny.
I will say one of my favorite Bart memories was from the Double Deuce episode when we were at Stickman, because that is where.
Wait, the very first that one, the first time we actually made it.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
yeah.
wow.
In fact, and I don't think you were there for that.
I
Ethan,
didn't know
but-
how big this was going to be. I didn't think this was going to be a thing.
No, it's cool. I mean, you also had shit to do. I mean, you're running a business, and at that point, you were still in the process of expanding.
But yeah. So what was it?
There was an empty keg laying around, so Bart and Steph.
I mean, we
went
can
and-
tell people they were full kegs.
Oh yeah, they were.
It was a
very-
full
There was
keg.
kegs
Full
laying around.
keg.
Both held
Brimming
arms
with
extended
beer.
over their head.
Extra heavy beer.
Yeah, exactly. Extra heavy beer, the stuff that didn't fit in the barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, from all the shit in it that makes it that you can't see through it. It makes
Yeah.
it heavier.
Haze tastes good though, doesn't it? It sure does.
I
taste
do.
good.
I will admit that I enjoy this.
I said it then.
goddamn
I'll
right
say it
you
now.
do.
Yeah, as far
You're
as
goddamn
this
right
style
you enjoy
goes,
it.
this is one of my favorites.
I think we're contractually that's a hard word to say.
Contractually
that is-
Obligated
yeah.
to say we like this beer.
I don't know. No, you've told Ethan point blank before there were beers you didn't like.
That's true.
Yeah, none of us would have a problem telling
You're
Ethan
telling
we
me
didn't like
that
a
you
beer.
like Double Deuce?
I mean, I drank it.
Wow.
I didn't hate it.
Somebody held a gun to
recommendation.
my head. I drank a glass of piss, but I don't know if I'd like it.
I don't know if I'd need a gun.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
funny you say that. I have to pee. Does
strong
anybody have a gun
duress.
now?
Yeah.
Strong duress.
Or
but,
even
like,
just enough money.
yeah,
Just money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do a lot of stuff for like $4,000.
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
honest with
and
you.
honestly, drinking piss isn't like of all the gross things you could do. That's not very high on the list.
Yeah, it's
There are
recycling.
some like QAnon people that
Oh,
also
boy, here we
believe
go.
that you should. That also believe that you should what they call cycle your urine.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, that's true.
Because you listen to that. What is it?
I listen to
QAnon
QAnon
Anonymous.
QAnon. I can't recommend them enough. If you
Do you
need a
know-
non-beer podcast,
Do you know Brian Mills? He's in the beer scene around. I don't know if you
Maybe,
met
I
him.
don't-
He's one of our patrons. He's
a QAnon guy?
No, he interacts with us a lot online. And he commented on our last call when you were talking about QAnon Anonymous and said he was going to start listening.
yeah,
So-
it's a great. I really
I
recommend.
wonder if he's here today. I'd be surprised
No,
if
he's not. I actually just had beers with him the other night.
Okay.
He's on vacation right now, so sadly he couldn't be
okay.
here.
He gave me. I went to the beer fest at the Renaissance Fair, the Mountain Hope, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he was there, and he had like his secret stash for industry people. He had a Black Forest Stout. Oh my God! And it was only like 4%. This thing was amazing. I think it's
sounds
actually
good.
still in our fridge. I don't think I ever opened it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
probably
he,
is.
he let me have it there, but then he gave me a can to take home so I could share it with you. And I'm proud of myself. I didn't drink it without telling you.
Okay, good. That's good to
So
know.
it's there. If you want to drink it when we get home, it's there.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Crack it open.
Yeah, you'll
That's
need
right.
extra drinks after today. I
Oh yeah,
imagine.
totally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got to be responsible here because I have to drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not everybody gets to be chauffeured in the back of a van.
Yeah, that's true. I get to be driven around in the back of this.
In the booster seat.
In a booster seat, of course.
Yeah. In the booster
It's so
seat.
perfect that you guys pulled up and you were in the back.
We just had our workers' comp audit. Listen, I'm not taking any chances, but we can't afford to have that shit go any higher.
Fair.
So Ethan's in
Fair.
a booster seat, and the other guys are wearing sumo suits in the brewery. So we get this shit under control.
That's
No more work, but
Yeah, that's
Yet you
100%.
chose yourself to back the van up the
Right.
street.
Well, I'm good with the mirrors.
Jim's the most qualified to back the van up in the festival.
You
crowd,
did
that's
an
for sure.
adequate job. I saw it. It was
Adequate.
fine.
Adequate again, right?
You didn't hit anything. And then
Oh.
that other guy tried to pull in while you were still here, and I was wondering how that was going to play out.
It was a game of chicken there.
Yeah.
And you won 'cause they
exactly
backed
as I
out.
had planned.
Yeah.
Huh?
You won because the other car backed out.
No,
Oh,
I
same.
think
And
you
that-
both lost because there was a tractor trailer.
Oh, that's true. That was before that.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, let's send
well,
the tractor trailer down the street
Yeah,
after
it was
everybody's
defi-
already
It was
set
definitely
up.
the 18-wheeler that blinked first.
It was just a small moving truck, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, we were
We're
trying to make it more
exaggerating
dramatic.
for
You know,
comedic
I mean-
effect.
It was a house move. It was actually moving a local hotel down the street to a safer foundation.
And there was a
and I had to back up because I was in the way of it.
Flagger escort with it as well.
It had 132 wheels, and I was in the way.
More
And then there
protection
was-
than the presidential motorcade.
Yeah, a windmill blade. You ever see those when they're on the back of the truck? How big they actually are. Yeah, one of those came through.
I
What
love
were we
it.
talking about?
God only knows.
I
This
have
happens
no
every
idea.
single
This is
time.
I'm wondering
your
if you
show.
guys are on as much edibles as we are. Right
Not
now.
yet. No, when I get home,
you
definitely.
You've really lost control
Are
of the
you
whole
referring
show.
to my prescription medication?
Your prescription yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Got my prescription waiting for me at home.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's a joke, guys, for everybody listening to the podcast. We don't endorse irresponsible drug use.
Of course not.
But responsible drug use is fine.
How much is this conversation even usable?
Most of it.
Almost none
probably
of it.
all
Just
of it, to be
I
honest.
think the circumcision part is gold.
No, I like the circumcision. Yeah,
know?
that was the best part.
You
Why
know,
wouldn't you use the whole thing?
yeah.
do you realize you just made your own sound clip right there? I like the circumcision.
Wait, me or him?
You.
Yeah.
Did I say that?
I
You
did
did.
not say
And
that.
you just like push a button and it'll just have Wayne.
yeah,
go,
Yep.
I
that's all
like
it
the
takes.
It's going to be on the board.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the board.
Perfect.
Maybe we should make a dance for it then.
Yeah, like
Really
a
take
Baltimore
this
club music.
take this bit mainstream,
Yeah.
like just for like
We
very,
could do a whole
very
remix.
briefly.
We could auto-tune it to like a melody. And
Yeah, we just need one song. We're
I
not
like
looking
the
to drive around in like a,
circumcision. I like the
McLaren.
circumcision.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
would just
drive
like to
stick anyway.
pay off my 8-year-old Suburban. You know,
Yeah. Did you take out a second loan on your
I took out several title loans on the same day. It's the pandemic, stupid. You know, that's what they say. It's the pandemic.
Pandemic,
you gotta
We got
take-
every Greek letter in the alphabet coming at us like a
Yes.
freight train.
Yeah.
Everyone
So
everyone trying to party like a ticker tape parade
So
on
what you
Fifth
should
Avenue.
do- what you should do to prepare for Lambda and Gamma is take out its second title loan on your
I don't think I'm going to be needing it where I'm going.
Oh man.
We could just leave the two of them here. and
I think
go.
so. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and drink. Have fun, guys.
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys recorded an episode of your podcast?
We were talking to Paul about starting it back up. It's been a while because we recorded it down at the university where Paul works.
Oh, right.
And they wouldn't let us in because of COVID. But now we're all vaccinated and shit. You know, the magnetism, it rips the doors open, so they can't really keep us
Yeah.
out. So we're gonna go back. You know, we're gonna go back to normal.
And we can vouch from experience that none of those microchips interfere with any of the recording equipment.
yeah.
No?
Good.
There's no like
Yeah.
weird like
It's
hum in
next
the
level
background.
stuff. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be that easily detectable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit record.
You do
Yeah.
need
If
to
you
do
don't
that.
hit record, there's nothing anyone can do for
This
you.
is
Yeah.
true. This is true.
You really lost your chance.
Have you guys noticed recently that like the Microsoft family of recording software and products performs more superior to others?
No,
I don't know
I
that
couldn't tell you the
we-
last time I used a Microsoft program in that regard.
I was doing a thing about Bill Gates. I thought you were going to play along because it's like a whole, but like you fucked it up. You fucked it up.
man.
That's not usable now. So
Yeah.
if you want to talk about conversations,
he was looking for a yes and he got a no but.
I mean, to fuck up that blatant, I think the whole thing has got to be scrapped. I don't think there's anything. Even
Write
with
it
the
down,
magic,
start over.
Wait, we
you
weren't
know,
recording. We
Even
weren't recording.
even through the magic of post production, I think this one's too far gone.
in case anybody is wondering, listening to this podcast, we do own a brewery. That's
Right,
why we're
right.
on the
Yes, so we should talk about that.
So actually, I had a question I wanted to ask you about specifically your Mifflin location.
Sure, what's
because
up?
I've noticed on your Instagram and your Facebook that you're promoting that you guys do events there now. Specifically,
Yes.
you're doing like free comedy events there.
Yeah, so we were doing that one comedy event. I don't know what the deal was because we did it with this group called Lovable Monsters that is friends with our operations manager, Matt. But I know you do comedy also.
I mean, I haven't in a while. I promised
So-
this wasn't going to be like, hey, book me. I'm genuinely curious
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
event.
But so we have another one coming up in 2 weeks. It was really successful. So we're hoping to continue it. Maybe also do some at in other locations as well
Nice.
if it can work. But yeah, the first one was really successful. Everybody had a lot of fun.
That's
so.
cool. That's cool. Where do you do that there? I mean, I've been to Mifflin and it doesn't
So it's
seem
got
like
20 seats inside now.
really.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
shit. Okay.
So that's where we do it. Is
Nice.
inside.
That's really cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
you guys are doing that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's awesome. I like stand-up comedy. I've always toyed with the idea of trying it out, but I never have. Mostly because I don't like to leave the house after 6 p.m.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
fair.
hard to get a good spot after that.
Yeah. You
Do
go
I-
to the park. You know, I don't want to go anywhere.
Oh yeah. I've turned down going to places because of parking.
Yeah. You want to hear
what
something?
A sad dystopia.
You want to hear something that happened to me in Philly?
Oh please.
Oh boy.
You know the dirt bike kids?
Yes.
So one of them punched out my side view mirror on my car
boy.
when I was driving around Northern Liberties. So that's why you leave your car. But then I parked my car the day I got it out of the shop, and somebody scraped up the side of it like driving. So welcome to Philadelphia. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Oh, I had last year somebody hit my car where they were parking and just ran off. So like it was a hit and run.
Yeah.
So I took my car to the garage, like paid, like made the insurance claim and everything, got a rental. Somebody hit the fucking rental while my car was in the shop for damage. So I get it back to Enterprise, and I didn't know that it was hit. Like I must have missed it when I was looking at the car, and I just wanted to get back and get my car. So I get a call. They send me a picture. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I understand it. It's cool. I get a letter in the mail. Hey, there's been damage to your rental. Within 60 days, you'll get a bill. A fucking year later, I got this bill. I even went through to ask a lawyer. I'm like, they said 60 days, and it's been a year. Can I fight this? They're like, no, they have 2 years to do it. They said about 60 days. I'm like, come on. Like, what the fuck?
Give or take 600.
Yeah. So because of one shitty weekend in Philly, I'm at about $1,000.
Yeah. What are you going to do, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't more. The damage to the rental was 2 something, and I kind of figured it would have been like 500 or 600.
Yeah. Well, they get you. You know, they like to get you.
Yeah.
My grandfather always said that. The bastards try and get you.
Yeah.
Don't let the bastards get you down.
Don't.
You know? He never really even
Although
explained who they were, though.
Jim busted out the rear windshield of his Suburban by kicking a rock from his lawnmower into
Yeah,
Really?
that really
Holy
sucked.
shit. Well, I mean, yeah, from a lawnmower, I'm sure that's got a hell of a lot of
It was
velocity.
like a cartoon almost thing, and I saw it, and I heard like a sound, and I looked over at my car, and then the glass just fell, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was under attack, you know? There's a lot of bamboo and trees, around where I am. I thought I was under attack.
There's a sniper in the trees or
There's a lot
something.
of bamboo.
There's a lot of bamboo, so
a
it
lot
must
of
have been.
fucking bamboo, man.
You got to be careful around
Can
that
you
bamboo.
see through it? I cannot. It's like you look like 3 inches into bamboo. It's like pitch black
and then
already.
boom, panda.
You know?
Yeah.
You want to test how one of those glow things work? Hold it in the sun, stick your hand 1 foot into bamboo. That's how the fucking thing will look at pitch black in the middle of nowhere. And so you understand now how I could easily assume somebody could be lying in wait
enemies were
in the
hiding.
with
in the
maybe
damn
a
bamboo.
blowgun or a slingshot, maybe.
A blowgun.
Seemed like it could have been a slingshot with a pebble in it, and then I would have just blamed myself for it with the lawnmower, right?
Yeah.
That's true. It's
I mean,
the perfect crime.
I got a class action against John Deere for this that I stand to make a lot of money on, but maybe it wasn't their fault.
Who else is signing on?
Let's say a class action, but it's a class of one. It's more like private tutor action.
No, I just mean like
class of one.
I feel like I have class in bringing the case forward. So
I am
so it's not,
classy.
it's
like-
not
it's like a
class action. It's class E action.
it's kind of like
classy action.
class. Hey, that's really class. So people have been
Like
telling
the
me,
Irish
hey, that's class.
say.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Irish say that all the time. Oh, that's lovely, lad. That's class.
Stop
And
trying
I
to make
said,
fetch
I
happen.
guess I have a class action. You know?
Yeah.
You got a real class action.
You know?
See, that's the way that needs to be said. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm picking
Yeah.
it up. I smell what you're cooking.
Holy shit.
Wow, this was something. We really took a roller coaster ride. Didn't
Yeah.
we?
And
So
we
this
didn't
is
Is
expect
anybody
otherwise.
still with us?
this is
anybody?
This is half today's episode.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
just-
I know.
Blink one eye if you need help.
I feel like we could do the outro now.
I thought he was going to
Probably,
say
yeah.
Blink 182.
Yeah.
and I
Blink
didn't know why.
182. So unfortunately, that does bring us in.
And there it goes.
All right. We'll see you later.
Oh, God. Gentlemen, thank you so
always,
much.
always a delightful
Of
pleasure.
course.
Yeah,
and of course,
absolutely.
thank you for being at this event because we all loved Bart and you were ready to go. And I'm just going to shower you with a little more praise. But thank you for being here and for being part of it. And it means a lot as somebody who was a friend of Bart. It means a lot that you guys are here and you guys are celebrating everything about him the same way we are.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
We're the circumstances are sad, but yeah, we love Bart very much. So
Yeah.
we're happy to be here.
Cheers to Bart.
Awesome.
Cheers,
Cheers to
Bart.
Bart, indeed. Thank you, gentlemen.
And you guys are cool too.
Continuing the celebration in the name of our good friend Bart Kaminski. We've joining us a new friend from Goldfinch Meadows. Jenny, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for coming up to the table.
Of course.
So tell us about Goldfinch Meadows.
Okay, so we are a grass-fed beef farm, and we're located in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. And we raise grass-fed beef, obviously. And so what I started doing was, in order to honor as the animal and use as much of him as possible, him or her, I've started to make tallow soaps and candles and things of that nature. So I render the fat from the cattle, and normally that would just get thrown away, and I just thought that's such a crime. And so I started to make soaps with it, and so here we are.
Here we are, and then that one of those soaps is Where's the Suds, Bart?
Yeah.
Ah, perfect.
Which is, the Bart Kaminski soap to raise money for the same things we're raising money here today. And that was brewed with Where's the made with
technically
the Where's the Haze Bart beer.
I crafted it.
Yes, it was crafted.
It
was
handcrafted
handcrafted
with Where's the Haze Bart. So initially, I love working with beer, actually, and not just drinking it, but working with it in soaps, because beer is actually really good for your skin. And so I had originally made a beer soap for my brother, and I call it Beer Me Matt. And I make that with Guinness because he wanted a manly soap. So I contacted Dean, and I said, hey, I really want to help. I loved Bart, and is there a favorite beer that he used to drink? Because I'll make a soap with it, and you guys can sell it. And so he said, well, it's funny you say that. We're doing this collab beer called Where's the Haze Bart? And he's like, we can get you some of that. And I said, perfect. So I came down here to Justin. He gave me a bunch of the Where's the Haze Bart and some of the spent grains, and I went to work. So
that's awesome. So I have to ask, because I've seen you get your haircut or something, and they have follow me. They have products.
Where is this going? You started with a haircut.
No, they have products that are made with hops. Like, you can get hop shampoo and everything.
Okay.
So how is it actually better for your skin? Nobody ever explained it to me.
Well, just the way the beer is actually brewed with the yeast and things, the reaction that comes from the brewing of the beer is actually great for the skin. It helps it's like an antiseptic almost, and it's great for clearing the pores. And then on top of that, the tallow is super moisturizing, so it's ultra cleansing, moisturizing. So it's actually not necessarily the hops, it's the brewer's yeast and the hops together that kind of give it this great antiseptic, antimicrobial properties.
All that kind of stuff.
So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know hops were traditional. I mean, I know you said not just hops, but traditionally used for people used to put them in their pillow to help with sleeping. And we talked about this on the podcast a long time ago. And I think, Steph, it was a Know Your Beer or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And and it was these old timey sort of remedies that incorporated hops.
So I'm bringing it back, man.
Yeah, bring it back. What I'm curious to know is, how exactly is the beer incorporated into the soap?
So what I have to do is I have to actually open up the beer, and I have to let it get flat, which sounds tragic. But but what that'll do then is, when I mix it with the lye, then it won't cause this massive lye and beer explosion. So it does bubble up a little bit. But I use that in replace of the distilled water that you would normally use in soap.
Oh, okay.
So the liquid that you find in there is the beer.
Okay.
And then the fats that I use are, obviously our tallow, and then some coconut oil and olive oil. So yeah, I use the beer in replace of the distilled water.
Very cool.
And I make sure I sample it before I let it go flat for artistic inspiration.
You need to get a feel for what the soap's going to be.
Exactly.
Yes. So. That's super cool. I know, craft soap making, I don't know if that's what you call it, artisanal soap making handcrafted. It's become super popular in recent years. You see a lot of it online, and I just never knew.
Yeah, it's a process.
How it's made, but I mean, that makes sense. That's cool.
It's definitely a process. So it's a different type of a craft, I guess you could say, which is why I'm wearing my Bart Kaminski She's Crafty.
Of course.
But I also love how you stamped the Hopheads logo on the actual bars of soap. I thought that was a really
that's nice.
touch.
Yeah, I had to. You know, that's how we all remember Bart, aside from his big smile.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And actually, you know, Bart's not just a beer guy. He designed the logo for our farm.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Bart and I went to high school together. I actually graduated with his sister, Tanya. But if you knew any of the Kaminskis, you knew Bart.
Yeah,
because
sure.
he was just a presence, you know. And I was lucky enough that, you know, after high school, you kind of like go your separate ways and whatnot. But I was lucky enough that him and I always kind of stayed in touch with each other because, you know, he'd come into the credit union where I worked, or I would see him when he bartended out at the racetrack. And, you know, so we would always touch base with each other. And he told me, he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to quit my job at the casino, and this is what I'm going to do. And I was like, whoa, you know, that's scary, but cool.
Yeah.
And he made it happen.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I always felt lazy when he would come in to talk to me. I'm like, shit, I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know what yet, but he was like so full of energy and like, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And I'm like, damn, I'm a sloth. So he was always so awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And so when my mother-in-law had passed away, and so we had bought her farm because we wanted to keep it in our family. Neither me or my husband are farmers, so we were like, what the hell do we do with this place? Like, shit. And so I remember Bart came into my office the one day, and we were just chit-chatting. I was like, Bart, I said, I bought this farm, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So he sat down in my office chair and, like, tried to talk me into making it a hop farm for like, I don't know, an hour. I learned more about hops that day than I ever knew that I would, you know, and eventually we settled on grass-fed beef, but I have not ruled out hops.
Yeah.
So, but then, so I thought to myself, we need a logo for our farm. So Bart is who I went to, and I sat down with him and I was like, here's what I want, you know, here's what I see. And he made it happen. So
Very cool.
yeah. I just, you know, I love him.
Yeah, I was thinking just the other day, I was thinking, like, when I picture Bart in my mind, I always picture him in motion.
Yes.
Like, he's
Oh, yeah.
always moving. And
Yes.
you know, and that's just like...
Or
he always
talking.
had that
I
energy.
always hear his voice in my head.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I can't picture Bart standing still silently.
No,
Like,
I don't
just
think that
doesn't-
happens.
Yeah.
No.
that
Does he
would-
sleep? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't
So-
think so.
Yeah.
But he's so motivating.
Yes.
Like, I think we
Yeah.
feel that same way. I mean,
Yeah.
we've reflected on this on the show a few episodes ago. Like, we would not be where we are now if it wasn't for Bart. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for 8.5 years.
Yeah.
And like, we started selling merch and doing events, and all of that was through his support and motivation. He is
Yeah.
an extremely motivating presence.
Plus all the people he introduced us to that we then
my gosh,
recorded
yeah.
episodes with, and we now consider friends. That's what he did. Is he brought people together.
Yeah.
Even today.
I know.
Look
I was
at
just
everyone
gonna
that's
say
here.
that.
All the people that are here for him. He's still bringing people together.
Yeah. I'm getting goosebumps and teary-eyed now.
Yeah.
But like, I just look at all of it, and that was one of the things that I always thought too, is he had this way of bringing people together that maybe wouldn't necessarily have common ground.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with you right now. I'm a grass-fed beef farmer and I make soap. What the hell am I doing? But it's Bart.
Yeah.
And he's still doing it, and so it just warms my heart to see all of these people and just so much love for him.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
It's
So,
amazing. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you're serving hot dogs here today, is that correct?
Yes, actually, it was a last-minute thing. I guess one of the food vendors wasn't able to make it, and so
no.
Dean was like, "I need help." And so I had brought the guys some beef sticks, like when I first picked up the beer, because I'm like, well, they're giving me the beer to make this soap. I want to bring them something, you know. And beer and beef sticks is like the lunch of champions. And so I guess they liked them, and they said, well, can we sell some of your beef sticks at the event? And I said, absolutely. I said, do you want some hot dogs too? So yeah, I brought them a ton of hot dogs and a ton of beef sticks, and
Very nice.
beef and beer, you can't beat that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
You
Yeah,
know,
we'll have to
eat
grab
the
one of those.
beef and I'll make the soap. So.
That's perfect. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
The
go.
soap is there for afterwards when you feel like you have to clean yourself.
Exactly.
From too much beef and beer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Meat sweats
And
are a
using
thing.
the porta potty.
Well, yeah. I haven't made that sacrifice yet.
Well, I decided to go over there before the event actually started.
Yes,
when
Yeah,
it
no,
was
go
still-
that's a good
early
move.
before the beer shit starts.
Exactly.
Am I allowed to say that?
Before the beer
definitely.
shits start. Go before the beer shits start.
No,
I think that's what you're writing on the table.
Yes.
There you
Go
go.
before
That's
the
what
beer
I'm
shits
going to
start.
do.
There we are.
Yes.
There we have it. Well, Jenny, thank you for coming up to the table and talking to us, and thank you for being here and for being part of the organized chaos that this is and helping to celebrate Bart. It's amazing. Thank you for being
I
part of it.
appreciate it. Wouldn't be anywhere else.
Exactly. Same here.
Awesome.
And
Great to meet you.
I'm going to stop over and get a hot dog from you at some point because
Sweet.
I know I'm going to need food.
Yes.
All right. True. Cool. Well, thank you
All right,
again.
cheers.
For many reasons, I'm, of course, excited to be here at the event today because it's such a wonderful event. However, double-checking and recording, I'm very excited to talk to our next guest because our history, we go way back. And for the longest time, the brewery was in planning, and then boom, it happened, and we haven't had you on the show since this happened. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know we just... People behind the curtain mentioned that before we started recording.
Yes.
However, Wolf Brewing is finally open, and we've got Derek with us. How are you, man?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you for being here and being part of this.
Oh,
It's
had
incredible.
to.
Exactly.
I mean, they asked me months ago, and I just said, guys, I've never been busier. My life is crazy. I barely get 6 hours of sleep a night, but it's for Bart. I got to make it happen.
Yeah. Once Steph told us the date and asked me to record, I'm like, I'll be there. Whatever comes up, I'll fight off whatever I need to. I will be there. And here we are, and it's happening, and it's a nice day.
Great crowd.
Yeah.
Great crowd.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So, okay, we got to ask, remind me, how long has the brewery actually been open now?
So Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, we opened.
Awesome. Very cool. How's it been so far?
Great. It's been overwhelming, amazing to see the support from the local community and from people outside the community.
Yeah.
Driving from near and far, it's great to see people enjoy themselves. That's all the reason we did it. We want to see people smile, enjoy themselves, and have good food, have good beer, and hope that they leave there with a good experience.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been yet. I know Steph has been there since you guys have opened, but I've seen the photos, and you have that the logo, the wolf head thing out front. It looks so cool, and it looks like a really cool space you guys got there. Do you have like event space there?
We do. We have a 500 square foot private lounge where we have a TV, a double-sided fireplace. So if somebody wants to do a presentation, baby shower, bridal shower. We have a lighted cove that we can change the color. So if it's a gender reveal party or there's a lot of things we can do unique with that space. But we also have an outdoor patio that we can reserve. But we have outdoor space with picnic tables, fire pits, cornhole. We did reserve those for a few events, but there are people that bring dogs. We're dog friendly. Cool. So we felt like, all right, well, they're coming with their dog, and you close the backyard, so they can't get in.
Yeah.
So that was something we had to change. So we're always going to leave some picnic tables open, make sure that people can come in with their dogs. Because if you're walking in with your dog and you're like, well, what do you mean the backyard's closed? It was just
plus a wolf is a stone's throw away from a dog, so it'd be,
absolutely.
it makes sense to be dog friendly.
It absolutely does.
Well, when I visited, we were there with a dog, and we had a fabulous time. There were
great.
a whole bunch of us. Our friend's dog Whoopi was there. She had a great time. It's such a cool space. And to have, I guess, known you throughout this journey of you working so hard to accomplish this, I had a sense of pride when I was there. It's like, holy shit, he finally did it. I visited the Pilgaroo guys the other weekend. They are finally open too, and it was a similar feeling.
It's great to
you
see.
guys that we've connected with for so long throughout your process of getting to this point. I feel like it's like our little kids. Oh my gosh, they finally did it. It's like their graduation or something.
We
it's
graduated
so cool
from those small batches of beer.
Yeah, right. Well, you have worked so hard to get to this point, and I hope that. I know that you're not sleeping and you're spending so many hours there, but I hope that you at least take that moment when you're standing there about to walk in, holy shit, I did this.
It's still surreal. I look around and I feel like, how did I learn how this system operates, and how can I make such big batches of beer taste similar to the small batch? It's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of just nervousness of we're opening, and I hope all 13 or 14 beers are okay, and it's just trying to get everybody's feedback. I don't want to open. We've done this for so many years. We don't want to screw it up.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem to feel like, oh my gosh, you did all this, took this many years, and you're like, all right, the beer sucks.
Well, luckily that's not the case.
Right,
It is
right.
not the case, which we are about to find
Speaking
out
of.
because
Yeah,
we are about to sip on.
I'm not gonna lie. I took a sip. It
too.
does not suck. It is quite the opposite. This is amazing. I love it so much. What is this one again? I'm sorry.
Calamansi Creamsicle. It's an American wheat beer brewed with Citra, so it's got a little bit of like almost pale ale hoppiness, not too abrasive. With calamansi fruit, about 145 pounds of a puree. It's based out of Philippines, but it's got a nice kumquat lime essence. Gives it really nice, almost like it's an orange. I didn't want to use something such as simple as an orange to make an orange creamsicle, so it was a little bit of unique variety. And then tons of vanilla, just to try to balance it so it's not refreshing and too sweet, and want to make it so you drink a pint and you're not like, oh.
Yeah, it has like a cross between like a blood orange and a lime kind of thing going on in it, which is really nice. Yeah.
It's like the perfect brunch beer.
Yeah.
Are you guys open for Sunday brunch?
We will be doing brunch Saturday and Sunday. We need a couple more people in the kitchen, and then we're going to introduce cocktails, beer cocktails, brunch, 10 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. So we're looking forward to that. That's been something we wanted to do from the get-go.
Yeah.
But staffing issues, and we just don't want to overwhelm people.
I want to drink this with a stack of pancakes.
I was going to say I would
yeah.
mix this with some champagne.
Yeah,
and
that's
get a
true.
nice
A
beer
beer
mosa
mosa, it
out
would
of
be.
it. This would be really nice in a beer mosa. And pancakes.
Usually you mix orange juice with beer to make a beer mosa,
I know,
but
but
shit, just do
Oh,
the champagne
beer
and
and
the
the
beer.
champagne. Yeah.
What
That's
if you
perfect.
What if you reduce this down into like a syrup or something for the pancakes?
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh,
Could do that.
you're welcome.
Full of
I love it.
ideas.
Love
Full
it.
of ideas.
I'll have to call Boomy Growers from, they're based out of New Jersey. They actually grow calamansi fruit. They grow yuzu. They grow
really?
a bunch of exotic fruits.
Oh, that's cool.
So they send a lot of stuff to New York City, a lot of the fine dining
That's
establishments. And
Now, I don't know. Maybe you don't know this, but I'm curious to know: do they have to grow it in like climate-controlled greenhouses?
They do, they do.
Okay, because this isn't the climate for that fruit. That's interesting. Probably makes
So
it cost more
bougie,
too.
right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to have this for opening day, but we just had an issue with sourcing the fruit. It was stuck on a boat in France, and finally it made it over.
Can you just listen to yourself? It was stuck on a boat in France.
Stuck in a boat in France.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it turns out it was the ship that blocked the Suez Canal.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, the Ever Given.
Yeah. I love that you know the name of that.
I do. I do. Well, I know the name of that because the pictures. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize you had spare water bottles.
Yeah. I notice you haven't been drinking water. I feel like it's my job to
Yeah,
make sure
you should
stay
drink water.
hydrated.
Yeah, I should.
Stay hydrated.
Not only is it hot, but you're drinking. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. No, because the side of the ship said Evergreen. So I thought it was called the Evergreen, and then I saw like Ever Given and all the headlines about it. And
Oh,
I was
nice.
confused. So I will remember that forever now.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
What is the what's the other beer?
Oh,
that's,
yeah, we have
that's
The
sitting
next
there?
one is Reaching for the Stratosphere. So it's a play on words, strata, then sphere. So it's just a single hop triple IPA with strata. It's 9.6%. You don't taste the booze, so it is dangerous. But the amount of hops, I've never put this amount of hops in a beer before. I lost a lot of volume, but I'm happy with the end result.
But, it's got a nice aroma to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I haven't taken a sip yet.
Yeah, Strata's got a nice, it's almost strawberry, passion fruit. It's actually a cannabis grower and a hop grower got together in Colorado and created this hop. I don't know if they grafted cannabis with hops. I'm not sure how they made it happen, but it definitely has some qualities of the aroma, especially of cannabis.
Some dankness to it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up until you said it, but yeah, now I get it. Now I absolutely get it.
And what did you say it was
9.6%.
It's a beast.
Well, let me grab my water.
Yeah, right.
So how much volume are we talking that you lost?
So that was a beer. I tried to make 10 barrels, and I ended up losing, it was about 90 gallons of beer.
Wow.
So about 88 pounds of hops throughout the process, and it just really, really sucks a lot of beer away. And along with the yeast pitch, which you're putting a lot of yeast in a triple IPA,
Yeah.
just to make sure you're not getting any booziness and off flavors. But it's worth it. The end result is, the beer's only poured 8 ounces at our pub because it is 10% or 9.6.
rounds
So
up.
it will last a good bit just because we're pouring small pours. So that made me feel a little bit better knowing that I lost that much volume. But it was a little bit of a dagger to the heart, thinking, oh my gosh, the hops sucked up so much profit.
Yeah.
But you got to have that flavor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. And it doesn't feel like it's 9.6%, which is dangerous.
Yeah, especially for an event like this. Like, we were just talking to Dane, and he was saying about how he tries not to bring higher ABV beers to a fest, you know, because people are drinking so many, and then you have those people that just want to drink the highest ABV beer. Yeah. So what made you choose that beer? Is it just because...
So I know, I mean, for Bart, he's going to want something hoppy.
Yeah.
And, you know, the other beers that we had that were hoppy, we had in serving tanks. So rather than kegging off of one of those, I knew that the reaching for the stratosphere, if Bart wanted to pick one of my beers on tap, that'd be the beer he'd pick.
Well, and for people that maybe haven't been to your brewery yet, I think it would impress some people that are unfamiliar with your brand, too. So it's kind of cool that you brought something that is a little... Well, you brought 2 beers that are kind of bougie, actually.
Yeah, so the Kalamansi's, 5.5%. You know, it's still light, but wanted to bring unique stuff. It's tough. Once you open, you're like, all right, well, I'm not brewing just for this event like I typically would as a home brewer.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, all right, I'm going to brew 6 different beers for this event. These are what I'm making. And it was, all right, what did I just fill that's fresh that I know that I'm going to bring that the public's going to enjoy, that it wasn't a keg that I made 4 weeks ago. So I wanted to make something that Bart would be happy with, and I know he wanted something refreshing and something hoppy. So I thought that was a good fit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, now I know about a new fruit.
Calamansi?
And now I really want pancakes.
I hope you're able to reduce it down into a syrup for the pancakes, but I understand that if it's bougie enough and gets stuck on ships from France or has to be imported from the faraway land of New Jersey, that it might be difficult. But it's exciting to see everything that has happened and that you've been able to do, and I'm so happy that the brewery is open, and I have every intention of getting there at some point in the near future, especially if there are pancakes involved.
Yeah. Come hungry.
I go most places hungry, let's be honest. In fact, there's a hot dog I have to grab soon, apparently, around here.
That is true. That's been recorded.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
That's the sound clip right there, Dan.
Yep.
There's a hot dog I need to grab.
Yep. Once it happened, I was like, nope, that needs to happen.
That's got to be at the very beginning of your show.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God.
There's a hot dog I need to grab.
That'll be the first change to the intro that I've made in 8 years. Yep, it's going to be me. I got to grab a hot dog.
Oh, boy.
Derek, Derek, thank you so much for joining us at the table. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for being such a great friend of the show. Congrats on all the success.
Official congratulations.
Yes,
thank you guys.
It's amazing to see, and cheers to you. Cheers to Bart, of course, too.
Cheers to Bart. Thank you guys. It's an honor to be here. Appreciate it.
Well, as I'm sure you can hear, the band is playing right now. There is a live happening crowd here. The fun continues, and of course it would, the way that Bart would want it to.
As opposed to a dead, not happening crowd.
I know. Well, I mean, I don't know. You got to hype it up a little bit.
No,
approach with curiosity and hype it up just a little bit.
Fair.
Part of doing this is being a hype man for everything.
That's true.
So we mentioned it when we just had Derek on, and one of the really fun things about all the relationships, all the friendships we made over the years of doing this is getting to see people branch off and do their own projects and the excitement of getting things running, and that extends to the fellas that are at the table now, and I'm hesitating to say the name because I've been informed it's going to change.
No, go for it. You're good.
All right. From Wingcraft Brewing.
Name to be changed.
Name's changing.
Name is going to change, and I can't wait to hear.
It's a provisional name.
That's perfect. I can't wait to hear what's in store. But it's Adam and Phil. How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course. Thank you for taking the time to come up to the table with us.
So you might remember Adam's voice from years back when we recorded at Aruga's in the Harrisburg location, which was also a Hopheads event. It's crazy. Everything just connects.
Of course it was. Yeah.
That was where I bought the Captain America hops Winter Soldier homage.
Wow.
I bought it that night, and Bart gave me the family and friends discount of $10 he charged me for it. It's a $25 shirt. He's like, just give me 10. All right, cool, thanks. It's one of my favorite shirts.
That discount always got a little cheaper and cheaper as the night went on. After you started knocking
I think I got a tank top once for $5.
Yeah,
because it was he's $5.
we were at Effort of the one year. I think Bart was there, but Kevin was definitely working the Hopheads table that day. And I kept looking at a shirt, and I fake stole a shirt, and then Kevin just shooos me away with it in my hand. I'm like, no, are you sure? I'll pay for it. He goes, no, it's all right. I told Bart about it a year and a half later. He goes, all right, you want another one? All right, cool, thanks. Yeah, it speaks to the character of the guy. But I have to ask, what's up with the name? What happened that?
Well, honestly, it doesn't fit what the restaurant has become, because a lot of people come in and they expect nothing but wings, and it's so much more than that. We have homemade pasta. We have fantastic seafood, great steaks. We do offer wings. We have smoked wings, regular wings, but it's a lot more than just wings.
The original idea was Wingcraft Brewing located inside of Aruga's 15. And then our good friend Phil here, who we've known for a long time and really good friends with, he was ready to find something new. So we decided to change the whole concept of the location, and it kind of evolved from there, and the menu completely shifted. It's not even close to what Aruga's would be. So people show up and see Wingcraft and expect, like the Aruga's wing sauce list, and that's just not what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're looking at crab rolls and lobster BLTs and things that
a little bougier.
Yeah,
Homemade tater tots
higher end, just really, really good steaks and seafood.
I don't think I ever would have expected to hear lobster and BLT in the same sentence.
I want a lobster BLT. It's amazing. That sounds really good.
They're pretty righteous.
So this guy knows what he's doing. Man. He knows how to handle a piece of fish. That's for sure.
Oh, all right. I'm new to the seafood world, so this is exciting to hear. So what would you recommend on your menu for somebody who traditionally hasn't liked seafood, but now is like, hey, I like salmon, and I'm willing to eat crab.
I think we already heard the answer. Lobster BLT.
Well, yeah,
that's the answer to everything.
To me, lobster's always been it's too chewy and the flavor doesn't quite do it for. I'm willing to try it. Don't get me wrong. But if you got, it's kind of like as a brewer, somebody walks in oh, I like Bud Light. What do you got for me that's like that? I like salmon. What do you got for me that's, in that realm? Or what can you wow me with?
Oh, I would start off with the blackened combo.
Okay.
Blackened scallops, shrimp, and beef tips over a bed of hot honey sauce.
That sounds incredible.
That would be a great starter for you.
I'm in. Let's do it.
And then you could travel to any of our arrays of pizzas if you wanted to go that route. We have a brick oven that cranks out some fantastic pies.
Oh.
If you wanted to go pastas, we have an array of pastas that would really tickle your taste buds.
I don't doubt that.
You guys will have to come do an episode at the new spot.
Yeah, we will. Love that.
Well, this sounds.
I can definitely feed you.
Oh,
we were reminiscing about that the episode we did at Aruga's way back in the day, and there was tons of people on the show. And we were sitting in a booth, and all the food that we ate. that night.
Yeah, we brought back a couple of the old favorites from Brew 22 days when I worked for Gary in a previous life. So
you got some of the old classics coming back. Very cool, very cool. Well, we talked a lot about food, but we have some beer in front of us.
Yes.
And I'm excited to slip we're starting with the Berliner Weiss, I believe?
Yes.
Cherry Raz Vanilla Berliner. That's a lot of words.
I know. We're working on a name.
I will admit, I was a little worried. That was a lot of words, and I thought it was going to be a bit much, but I was going to say quite tasty, but I'm trying not to.
You're trying to change your descriptions up a little bit.
It's really refreshing and delightful.
Thank you.
We'll go with that word for today.
So, the goal is always easy to drink,
Yeah.
With any beer, that's the best compliment you can ever hear is it's easy to drink.
That's what I'm going to say. It has the fruit, the raspberry flavor is there, but it's not super tart. It's not super sweet. It drinks really easy.
And I guess making sure that the beers pair well with food is probably something that's quite important, because the menu is such a feature, and there's obviously a lot of pride in the food that you're putting out. You definitely want to create beers that are going to complement the food and not compete with the foods.
Yeah, it's almost reverse in our restaurant. We kind of let them pump out the beers, and then I try to focus my specials to pair with the beer, if you will. So
it's all inspiration from the beer.
Correct.
Yeah, so we made a porter, and he made a French onion soup and put a little bit of the porter in it.
That sounds nice.
It's fantastic. Yeah, and you were using our porter for the breading on the fish and chips, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were using a porter in place of a regular Pilsner, if you will. So they were coming out, people were like, I think these are burnt. And we're like, just give them a whirl, because it was much darker.
Say it would be much darker, yeah.
And people were blown away by it.
That sounds really interesting, yeah.
So we have fun working together and trying to figure stuff like that out.
It's got to be difficult, though, if you do that to, judge whether or not it's actually genuinely overcooked.
Right.
You kind of have to adjust the way you would sort of gauge.
You got to make sure you have clean fryer grease every single day.
Oh, thank you.
That is important. That is very important. This is very nice. It's very refreshing.
Yeah. I was watching, there's some travel show, or Man vs. Food or something, years and years and years ago. And they went to, Alaska. There's some place in Alaska that their whole shtick is that they have the same fryer grease that they've had since like 1910. So to hear you say, like, I appreciate wanting to do the clean oil in there. It scares me that somebody could think that having 100+ year oil is like okay, but also like, is that not? That's got to be like a health violation in some way, isn't it?
I wouldn't want to eat it.
Yeah.
Probably,
Oh, there's
probably
100
in
years
many
of
ways.
flavor in it. Yeah, there's also 100 years of whatever the fuck else there is.
I also think, and I've said this before, that the Checkers on Oregon Avenue has the same philosophy.
Yep.
Everything there smells and tastes like old fryer grease.
For sure. And it's always
I
good.
think I would rather lick a doorknob in China before I would eat out of that fryer.
Yeah, that is. Ugh.
Yeah, I really hope I'm remembering it wrong. So to hear you say clean oil every time, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So the other beer.
Yes, what do we got?
That is TFH. It's our double hazy IPA.
I mean, everyone needs one of those, right?
Clocks in at around 8%.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go for it. It's only 8%. It's fine.
It's still early. I had time to sober up.
Yeah,
It's
why
still
not?
early. It's still early.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice fruity.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no secret this isn't like us collectively. We're not super into the hazy beers,
Right.
but this is nice.
I mean, I can appreciate a good one. Don't get me wrong. This is good. It's not. The problem that I usually have with them is that they're overly in-your-face sweet or overly in-your-face hoppy or both sometimes.
Yeah,
this
so-
is easy drinking. I like it.
So we wanted something very citrusy, like orangey. More than a lot of, like you were saying, a lot of what the other ones.
Less
out
of that,
in the
like
world are
that
right now.
milky smoothie milkshake,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Yeah, I'm not a huge.
We don't
fan
want
of
it to
that.
hurt your stomach. You know?
Yeah. Thank you.
It has like a crispness to it, that nice citrus.
Yeah. Yeah, it rounds it out very well. I'm afraid to ask, and I'm sorry if I missed this. What's the ABV on this one?
8%.
Yeah, it's
God
up
damn
there. I do remember, and that was said, and it's very high.
That's the dangerous thing about these beers.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, because a lot of times the sweetness will cut through the gravitas
And you don't
of the
the
alcohol.
gravitas. Oh, I like that. The gravitas of the alcohol.
I love it.
So where did the sort of inspiration for Wingcraft or whatever it's going to be? Like, how did that all come to be?
I mean, really, like anything that happens with my job and what we do as a company comes from Gary.
Right.
It all comes down from the top, and the guy's so ambitious and just always thinking of new ways to do things, and he's amazing.
He is. He's great at creating and holding on to relationships, which ultimately, I mean, who would have thought after 10 years of going into corporate dining that I would want to come back and work for the guy? But, it's an honor every day to wake up and go work for him. Because of his ambition, scatterbrained at times, but I think that's part of the genius behind it.
Yeah.
Is that,
So
his
it's
head's
a
all over the
blessing and a
place.
curse.
Yeah.
For sure. Couldn't ask for a better guy to work for, and he's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm afraid of how quickly I finished this beer.
Yeah, that was quick, dude. That was really
It goes
quick.
down easy, right?
I can't stop thinking about lobster BLT, to be honest with you. I'm like, really, like, I want one now.
So another fun fact, TFH stands for Too Fucking High.
I like that.
Which is based on a Mo song. My favorite band, Mo. I've seen 83 times now.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ. How many
Yep.
times have you seen Weezer, Dan?
Not 83.
25, 26?
It's a little easier to see Mo than Weezer, but
Yeah,
they're
it's a
playing
whole
like
thing with
smaller
Weezer.
clubs for like
Yeah.
25, 30 bucks.
I was
Yeah.
at my 10th Fish show
Nice.
on Wednesday.
Shows?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they're touring again. Yeah.
And with 3 kids, it's hard to get out. So
Well, yeah. I
I'm
bet.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. I've probably seen Thrice about 30-ish times, 30, 35, somewhere in there. But they play
Talk
smaller
to me
shows.
when you get to
Right.
80.
I know, right? I've been
that's-
shamed. I've
yeah,
been
I
put
know.
in my place.
I know people that are over 300. It's
Woo!
wild. The jam band scene. They have a song called
Yeah.
"Plane Crash," and it's part of the words of the song. So it's my Mo beer.
Nice.
That
Nice.
Okay.
my passion beer.
I can get behind a good homage to your favorite band.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes to me.
I think Steph had to pee.
I think so too.
She just got up and ran
Yeah.
off towards the van.
Yeah.
Without a word.
I should probably do the same thing because I'm reaching that point.
Okay.
I feel guilty doing that because cutting the segment short because I have to run. But Gentlemen, thank you for your time. I apologize.
Hey, appreciate you having us on.
Oh, of course. Can't wait to get out there and record with the guys on site. Try all the crazy, awesome sounding foods that you have lined up, like a lobster BLT. I will try a lobster BLT. That sounds incredible.
Blackened chicken Alfredo blue pasta to go for.
You guys will dig it.
Dan's a big Alfredo fan.
Alfredo's one of my favorite things. I can't eat much of it anymore, but I love it. Oh. All right, I'm in. Just say the time and the date, and I'm in.
All right.
We got this.
Sounds great.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what's in front of you and what happens and what name you land on. Thanks for coming up to the table. Thanks for being part of the fest. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to Bart.
If you guys decide on a new name before this episode comes out, just email us and we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, definitely.
You are.
Yeah, we'll do.
That's probably a good idea.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Pleasure as always.
Thanks again for having us.
So, Dan, I'm stealing your job. The person that just joined us at the table is literally my favorite sound clip on our soundboard.
It's literally full of couches.
That's you.
I didn't know y'all did that.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Hold on. I'm going to crank up the volume of the iPad.
It's literally full of couches.
We use that one the most. There's also
technical yeasty problems.
and
it's super legal.
I love them. I love those clips.
Some of the best clips.
I appreciate that.
For our listeners who don't know yet.
Well, and I say it's literally full of couches in my everyday conversation life too. Like it's not just a podcast thing. Yeah, the people that I spend my time with know that phrase.
That is amazing. Well, for anyone who is not familiar with the origin of those clips, we have a wonderful guy joining us from Harris Family Brewing. We've got Tim. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm sorry, it's Timothy F. White Jr.
So I'm sorry. I should have, with a name like that, I should have.
It's the whole thing.
I'm so sorry.
It's got to be the whole thing. Timothy F. White Jr.
I appreciate it. No, but Tim for the people who know me.
All right.
There you go.
Yes, for sure.
That's acceptable. So how are things?
Things are great.
Yeah?
Good.
Yeah.
This event is amazing. It's my only thing to do today, so I'm like
nice, yeah.
getting smacked and then I'm done here. Like home.
Perfect.
Very good,
I've already prepped the wife. Like, yeah.
This is it. This is the one thing today. Yeah. This is an amazing event. It's so cool to see. And like our friend from Haymauer was just here a second ago. Saying like, this is like old times. Like we're getting to see all our friends again. Finally, it's really cool.
Yeah.
We're all like, we can get out of the house and see each other again.
Yeah. It's really nice. But how are things going with Harris Family?
Yeah, Harris Family Brewery took a hit just like most people did during COVID season, and we're still not out of it. But I'm a positive mindset type of guy, so slow and steady wins the race. We're still in it. We haven't given up. We just didn't hit our initial goal of opening. And honestly, right now, I don't even have a goal date. Like, we're just working every day. Just know that if you have ever bought a T-shirt from us or a glass or liked a picture, it's us working every day. And I know a lot of people see Tim on social media every day, but I represent my partners. Sean Harris is my brewmaster and business partner, and Jerry JT Thomas is also our partner, and we're all doing our part to get this thing open. Money hasn't fallen out the sky yet, so
yeah, that tends not to happen.
I'm waiting for that day too.
Until that happens, we work every day.
Yeah.
So if anyone has a cloud of money that they would like to bring to Harrisburg,
exactly,
it would be much
We're getting all the
appreciated.
rain clouds, and I don't know if y'all have seen these storms, but they have been nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Harrisburg has been getting hit hard. But yes, if you got a money cloud up there, my email address is timothy.white27@yahoo.com.
Put it out there.
I have 5 email addresses, but that's my favorite.
That's the good one.
I feel like these days you got to have a couple burner email addresses just in case.
I've had the same phone number, 717-525-1215, for 15 years.
I get the feeling I should bleep that.
If you have money,
no, don't bleep it.
You gotta put it out there.
That's
man.
going
You
out
gotta
on
put
the
it
internet.
out there.
That's going out on the internet.
If you want to reach me, I'm very reachable. If you want to, a lot of people ask us, well, like, what can we do to help? go ahead and shoot me a text.
Yeah.
We can talk. I don't know what you can do to help. You might be able to
figure it out.
You can figure it out. Yeah.
Being Pennsylvania's first black-owned brewery is still a heavy feat.
Yeah.
Making beer is the easy part.
Yeah.
What I've learned. Everything else is nuts. I'm very active on social media. I'm very active in the environment because I believe you are your circle. So when John Trogner is on his world tour, I'm all about that world tour. When he texts me and say, "Hey Tim, you want to come up the highway with me?" Of course I do, John. And then he pulls his truck up at my house, and then I jump in.
Yeah, I feel like John Trogner is somebody you don't say no to.
Yeah, and then we just have an epic day. And then I tell him, anytime you need a +1, I'm down. I'm a workaholic. I don't call off my day job much because it's a family-run business. So, but those are the days I call off.
Yeah, when that happens.
Yeah. We just made a 10% Imperial Pilsner.
Oh, okay.
With them.
Okay.
We canned it, and it is available next month at Barrel and Flow in Pittsburgh, PA. September 10th through 12th, I believe, is the fest. And it's formerly known as Fresh Fest, the nation's first black-owned, black-ran brewery, beer fest.
Beer fest, yeah.
And we're looking to have a good time. We've been lucky to have attended all of the existence of that brew fest. So I believe this year is our 3rd year or 4th year, and we're excited. Our mission has been to get open in Harrisburg, but after I get open, honestly, next year I'm having a Black Brew Fest in Harrisburg.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Not for nothing, I love this event, but me and my friend was just saying, like, there's only 4 black people here and 300. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's true.
that
Yeah.
equation is still a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, do I feel outcast or anything? Hell no. Like, I am comfortable. I'm smoking a cigar.
I was gonna say, you got your
I'm
cigar.
drinking beer.
Everything's good.
I know 90% of the people here that are pouring. I have talked to the people who I didn't. So that's just fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Tattered flag is dope.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bart.
Yes.
Like, fuck cancer. I'm sorry if I cuss.
No,
but
you can swear all you want. That's fine. It's the internet. Nobody cares.
Cancer has hit my family, and it's hit a bunch of people's families, and it's still a rough trip.
It's hard, but it's cool that, I mean, just looking around at what's happening here today is just a testament to who Bart was.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And
Bart was very active. I'm a fellow graphic designer, so I feel him on his artwork and his presence. Craft beer has so many lanes people can jump in. Like, I know a lot of people feel like they need to be making beer, but no. Artists are 100% necessary. Making social media stuff, making clothing, can art is super important.
Yeah.
Our collab beer that we just did with Trogs, I introduced one of my friends, childhood friends. He's an artist, and I just texted him one day and was like, can you make me something for a can of beer? And he was like, what? Like, you know what I mean? That sentence never has come across his text before.
Yeah.
But Tristan Bond is our Harrisburg local artist, and I've been a fan of him, his artwork, and him as a man for a long time. So we got the opportunity to do this collab, and they were they were trying to randomly find an internet artist. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
So, we got some funky cool artwork on our can, and it's a fest beer, but like it's not going to be on the market or anything. So I know a lot of people are going to ask me, but if you're not in Pittsburgh, too bad.
Yeah, too bad. You missed out. You missed out.
That's the same. I was just in Pittsburgh a couple of months ago, and I would have done that event had it been obviously had it been then. But it's a great town to pour that kind of beer in, and I'm jealous of everyone who will get to try it that weekend.
Are there still tickets available for the event? Do you know?
I believe so. I did not get warning of tickets being sold out. It's also a virtual event as well.
Oh, very cool.
Now, don't get me too technical with it. I'll try to paraphrase, but I believe Tavor is the name of the company.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They advertised on one episode of our podcast.
Who will be shipping the Fest beer to the person, and then you can drink the beer at your home that's going to be available at the fest.
Although, how much more would it be to get them to ship a Fest bear?
I don't know.
Okay.
Bro.
Probably significantly more.
I would say all of the monies.
Yeah, like all of the monies.
Yeah, all of it. I don't know.
When that cloud opens up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Go on Tavor, check them out, and then go on Barrel and Flow, check them out, and see how that coincides.
Very cool. Yeah,
definitely.
Tavor is well known.
Yeah.
As a shipper
But
of beer.
officially, Harris Family Brewery is still in our licensing process. For anybody new or who don't know, the brewery world is cart before the horse, meaning you have to officially build your brewery, and then you get your brewery space licensed, and then it's kind of off to the races from there. So we're in the end zone. Well, the red zone. I wouldn't call it the end zone. Right. We're in the red zone of that process.
Is that close to the end zone? I don't understand.
Yes.
Sports right?
Yes, it's right in front of it.
It's right before the end zone. Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
I don't watch football either.
Yeah, it's the spot right before you get the touchdown. Yeah. It's like when you're like fourth and goal.
Yeah,
fourth and goal is the red zone.
It's the red zone. Okay,
but I've also seen people be on the goal line and not be able to cross it.
That's true. You can always fumble, right? That's a football.
You can always
word.
fumble at the last minute.
I don't think. Obviously, all of this is metaphorically, but I don't think we have fumbled. We are active and in the environment and having conversations daily about how to get to where we need to get. It's a big world.
Yeah. Well, and I think like there's obviously a lot of support out there for what you guys are doing, and I don't think like the whole past year and a half has been fucked for everybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody's plans have been crazy, and we just had Derek from Wolf Brewing on recently. He just opened last year.
Yes. Less than 6 months.
Yeah. After how long? Like we met him 2015, 2014. When he was starting the process of, or was in the process of wanting to open the brewery. So, like, it takes a long time sometimes to get those
even
dreams
for
to
an
be reality.
award-winning white man like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it took him a minute. But I was in his brewery 3 nights ago drinking beer and eating a pork chop. So, like, I love his space.
Yeah.
It's not too far from my house in Harrisburg, and it's dope.
Yeah.
I celebrate his successes just as much as if it's mine.
Yeah.
Like, he's just that cool of a guy.
Yeah, he really is.
But yes, this process does take a minute.
I mean, you're moving at the speed of government. Like you said, cart before the horse for sure. You get everything built up, and then the government's like, all right, cool, we'll take your application, we'll take your money, and that's we'll approve you at some point, but when the fuck is that going to be? And nobody can expedite anything.
Yeah. And I believe a lot of people believe in magic money. Like, where are the grants that help black people do stuff? And I go, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they don't exist.
Well, here's the thing. Once Harris Family is open, established, and obviously it's going to be successful, create one.
Damn straight to that.
Add
like,
something else to your list of things to do.
Yeah.
You're not busy enough, right?
No.
He's ambitious, though.
Just figure it out. But I agree.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it at some point. Might as well be you. I mean, you know the struggles.
Absolutely.
From every angle of it. You know the struggles. No better person than you and your cohorts at Harris Family to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That would make perfect sense.
But when they say it takes money to make money,
Well, yeah.
that's a true statement.
Oh, yeah.
Like the three of us all still have our day jobs.
Yep.
School starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like real life stuff exists before beer.
Yeah.
And then it's like beer. But I love this industry. I love this event. I love every brewery involved. I drink craft beer regularly. Market research, you call it. It's no competition. It's all love. I was just in JB Lovedraft's new location on the Carlisle Pike.
Cool.
And I was sucking down barbecue ribs. I had a great time. And honestly, I had a lot of people message me and go, "Why are you drinking in their location? They're racist." And I was like, and I defended every last message. Like, I was like, no, that's not how this works, y'all. I know these people, and we've had great conversations, and I understand the world. Like, you can't go calling everybody a racist because they don't agree with you. I don't agree with that statement. Like, does a racist exist? Yes.
Oh, of course.
But I give a little play on, I give people time to explain themselves. And if after that conversation I feel as though you still, like, yes, their name is named after a old racist guy, but do y'all still live by his practices? Do y'all represent him?
Right.
And the answer is pretty much no. And that's it. They've been in downtown Harrisburg for years, and I've been in their spot multiple times. I'm glad they've finally been able to grow, and I understand business. So I celebrate their growth just as much as mine.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
I could just listen to you talk all day.
I know, right?
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And I also think that y'all having this podcast live at this event is the dopest shit I've seen today.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Y'all are
Yeah.
fancy.
It's been a while since we've done this.
we've done fest episodes like this in the past, but obviously it's been a year and a half since we did anything in person.
Yeah.
And it's super cool, and it's amazing. Obviously because it's in honor of Bart, one of the greatest people I think we've ever met doing this podcast.
That's safe to say.
But also because there's so many people here that we haven't seen in so long, like face to face.
Face to face.
And people we haven't seen at all face to face, like you. We've seen you through a screen, but we haven't seen you in person, and it's just really cool. And I'm glad this is the first in-person episode we've done since.
Same.
COVID.
Yeah.
I practice a law by Gary Vee, which is document, don't create, which is like every day document your life. Like, so it's natural to me that I'm very present on social media because it's free and there's no barriers to it. So I just encourage y'all to do the same thing. Just document, don't create. Just keep doing your podcast thing, and this is a big deal.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
so much. And I do want to mention, we brought it up briefly, and I wanted to bring it up. Your graphic design work.
Yes.
And you do like T-shirts and things like that, stickers, that sort of thing. But it's also very like socially aware, and it's usually for a cause or it's in support of some very important.
It's purposeful.
Absolutely.
It's very purposeful. And I really appreciate that. And
thank you. I've been blessed. I have a business called TW3 Designs, where I graphic design and I do T-shirt marketing. Any type of apparel, but I like message-based graphics. I can't remember the last time I wore a Nike, Reebok, or Champion anything. I wear my stuff and I wear my other breweries' partner stuff and I let my, I wear it on my chest. And I'm not an artist, for example. I just learned the game and learned how to manipulate things, and yeah. So that's very important.
Yeah. And I think when you have that sort of motivation behind it, where it's not just about the artwork, it's not just about the T-shirt or whatever, it's about spreading that message.
Yeah. Like right now I'm rocking a Lock shirt.
Yeah.
And they were just on the Versus on Instagram, and Locks is one of the biggest rap groups that ever existed, but people counted them out to lose the battle that they were in, and then Jadakiss showed up and just wrecked shop. So like for the next year, I'm a vicious Jadakiss bandwagon fan. Like he's always been the man, but when you show up and show out, you're supposed to get respected for that. So I've had just a few people ask me what my shirt represented, and I was like, oh no, this is homage to one of the top 5 greatest rappers alive, dead or alive, and that's what it's all about, showing love to the old heads who've been doing this way before me.
So devil's advocate, who are the other 4 of the top 5?
Ooh.
Oh boy, here we go. Throw down.
On the spot.
All right, on the spot. Jay-Z.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real. Yeah, Jay-Z, Biggie.
I figured you'd say either Biggie
Drake.
or Tupac. Drake, really?
And Lil Wayne.
Wow.
I said it.
Not where I saw that going,
My
but I
birthday
respect
is
it.
March 28th, 1984, and I stand by my top 5. What's up?
I respect that so much. I respect that.
Hit makers.
I respect that.
Like rapping is one of those things. Like, yeah, Jadakiss exists, and he represents a genre that in the rap game there are flows and wordplay that you have to have, and then there are some people who just make noise. So I believe those people there bring that wordplay and hit factor to the industry.
Right. I'm actually very impressed that you were able to come up with an answer to that question that made sense and was well thought out on the spot. Very cool.
I mean, not that I was trying to like trick you or anything.
I get it.
Somebody did that to me recently. Like, some album was top 5 album of all time. They're like, all right, what are the other 4? I'm like, don't fucking ask me that right now. I don't know.
What are the best 5
Just
albums
take it.
ever made?
No.
Go.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of jealous you had an answer. Just like you figured it out right there. That was great.
I'm not the biggest. So I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, honestly. Like personally, I don't listen to a lot of music. I do listen to about, let's just say, like 4 songs a day. But I'm a YouTube dude who listens to people talk a lot. And sometimes I drive in silence, because if I have somebody in the car and I know they're not vibing with my motivational speaking, I just will play nothing.
Yeah.
Because I don't even want you to disturb my zen. Gary V, Eric Thomas, Jay-Z, Jim Rohn. There I could go on of people who I just suck up their content. The world is so negative, man, and I'm trying to shine my light and be bright, so I suck up other people's talks and TED Talks and preaching sermons and all that type of stuff. So I listen to more talks than I do music.
Yeah, no, I like that. And you're right about the world being negative, and there should be more positivity. And we're all here, and we already said we're all here celebrating Bart. Ever since he passed, I've been trying to myself for more positivity in the world, because he was the most positive person I have ever met in my life. I haven't done so great at it, so I'm sorry, Bart.
It's a
But
work
I'm
in progress.
I'm trying.
Work
I'm
in
really,
progress.
really trying, because the world needs that.
Yeah, and the circle of life is so real. Like I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I was like, I've been on this earth for 37 years, but like, am I ready to go?
Yeah.
Like you get to that point where you got to be like, have I done enough to this day to leave a mark? And I have 4 children, and it's like I could go any day. They could go any day, and we can't be scared of that.
Right.
I believe in Jesus and God, and I'm a Christian, and I practice that, and I just want other people to double down on that. And then also, the number one thing is live by the golden rule.
Mm-hmm.
Do unto others as you want done to yourself. So I live by that. I shake everybody's hand and give everybody a fair shot. And in everything. Beer, life, softball, play, rollerblading, like no matter what I'm doing, I want to give someone a fair chance and not judge them by the color of their skin,
right,
or what they're doing or what they're not doing. Now, once you choose your side, then you're going to have to defend it. So
yeah,
if you go heavy political, if you go heavy red versus blue, like whatever you do, just know that you're going to have to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of people who say they don't see color. No, see my color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I see your color, and I
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
But I want our kids to play together. I want us to make beer together. I want us to drink together. I want us to have a good share a meal together. I want us to do a podcast together.
Mm-hmm.
I want to always be in this environment of love and having fun.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the golden rule that you brought up is the basis of all of it. Like everybody's got their thing that they're into or the thing they want to do, and as long as like that thing isn't about stopping other people from doing the same, then you know, go for it. You know,
I've had multiple people ask me like, "What's good at this brew fest?" Like, all the beer is good, man.
Yeah, just pick something, go with it, and then just keep trying it all.
I barely say someone's beer is bad.
Yeah,
like that's to context. That's to tongue. Like, is there a such thing as a bad beer?
Well,
like unless you get technical with
Well, there are technical yeasty problems.
That's true.
Unless you get technical with it, but other than that, a beer is what it is.
Where I stand on it is, yeah, you're right. A lot of it is subjective, person to person, and beer to beer. Don't sell me a knowingly infected beer.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with that. And then call it funky sour or something. Like
Oh yeah, I will say this: there is a brewery in Philly that the first time I went there, right after they opened, I'm pretty sure one of the beers was infected because it was supposed to be a brown ale and it wasn't a brown ale. I gave them another shot, and they're actually one of my favorites in the city, and the food is just on point there.
Okay.
I love it, and I hesitate to say who it is because I don't want to say, like, your beer sucked at first. But like it's a growing pain.
Everyone deserves a second chance.
Exactly. Everyone deserves a second chance. So if you get an infected beer or something that's off and you know it's off, give them another shot. Give them a little bit of time. Give them another shot.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Tim, thanks for giving us some of your time.
Yeah.
It's always insightful.
And your knowledge. Exactly. The knowledge and the insight.
Thank you very much.
And keep on keeping on.
HarrisFamilyBrewery.com.
Yes.
And you can reach us on any social media platforms.
Yeah, he also gave his phone number earlier, so feel free to call.
Rewind and call and text.
Send him
Hit
money.
me up. Text me. If you call me, I will ignore you like a bill collector.
Yeah,
But
text. That's
you
the
can
way to
text
do
me.
it. It's 2021.
And
text.
send the money clouds to Harrisburg.
Money clouds to
Send that
Harrisburg.
cloud here. Yes.
Right.
Timothy F. White Jr., thank you so much.
Awesome.
Don't
to talk
forget
to
the
you
F.
in person.
Let's
Don't
go.
forget the F.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, we couldn't go the day without getting people on the show who are involved in the planning and the execution of this wonderful event. Now, one person we had to specifically make time because I'm so sorry that we always run out of time for you. However, the other was recently on the show to help promote the event and talk about it and all the goodies and all the fun craziness that's going to be here.
And he has a kick-ass basement.
And yes, we learned that
the
his basement
basement.
is
Yeah.
a very, it's a big jealous point of mine.
You guys can come to my basement anytime.
I am going to take you up on that.
Come to my basement.
I definitely am going to take you up on that.
Can you isolate that, please?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Oh, boy.
Well, joining us from Tattered Flag, basically hosting the event on their front doorstep, We've got Justin from Tattered Flag. How are you?
I'm well. Happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for putting this on. This is incredible. I love the turnout. I love the vibe. This is great. And, of course, we've got Paul Miller with us, who we have finally made time for. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing great. And just before we get too far, Justin and Dean were on. I was in my PhD class, which unfortunately I could not get out of.
Hold on.
Humble brag much?
No, it's not. Wasn't a brag at all. I could not. I literally. They were asking about dates, and I said I'm in class. There's no way that date's gonna work.
Yeah.
And so hey, they held down the fort.
Talk to me in 2 years when I am Dr. Paul Miller.
Weird flex. We'll have a party. There'll be a Beer Busters party when I defend my dissertation at Stickman.
Oh, well,
It's
congrats
happening.
to you for. I mean, I can't even
that's
imagine what
amazing.
that sort of academic path is like.
I got a 4.0, so I'm
Holy
doing okay.
shit.
Good. Well, congrats, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I survived underground. It was like, nah, never again. Undergrad. I said underground.
Well, I
didn't
mean, I am a professor, so I mean,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
So
you
you're
do
in academia.
have
No, you know what I'm in? Having kick-ass beer fests to pay tribute to one of the best people on the face of the planet,
That's
Bart
very
Beer
true.
Festival.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it was your suggestion that we revisit Double Deuce while you guys are on the show because you have to.
And I appreciate that very much.
Of course. Oh, you know what we should have gotten? And Rich, Rich, can I send you on a mission, an impromptu mission? Can you grab us some Where's the Haze Bart? Where's the Haze Bart?
I thought we were going to be drinking.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably on
There's some
a couple
cans.
places.
Just bring some
tell
cans.
them
Just find
Justin's sent you and give you as many cans as you can carry.
Nice. Thanks.
I like that.
We will get there, but
We will get
this
there.
is where it all started.
Oh, yes,
in terms
of
of
course.
hopheads and brewing. It's so funny because when I work at the hophead stand, people always come up and say, "Are you brewers?" And I say, "Well, technically no, but we've done 15 collabs with 15 different breweries over the years, and obviously the most well known is Double Deuce. So I mean, that's the place we start, right?"
Yeah.
And I remember we brought this up earlier. We were at Sickman when this was originally released.
Yeah, we did the podcast episode as like
In the
big
back.
release party. Yeah,
I was on that
fun.
one.
You were on that
That's
one.
right, yes.
You were on that
yes.
one.
Hey, I've been on at least 4 times, so I'm not.
We're well aware.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope you're not offended by the whole "we ran out of time" thing.
Look, there's nothing you could do that honestly would offend me unless you cut me out of this episode.
That won't happen. Don't
Challenge accepted.
worry. There will be at least 30 seconds of this conversation
I'm
in
good.
the episode. No. But yeah, this event is. I mean, obviously, it sucks. The reason why we're doing this.
There's one rule here today, and I wrote a nice letter to the people who donated today the beer, and the last paragraph I'm trying to remember, but today is not a sad day.
Yeah.
Today is
Yeah.
a celebration of someone who we all loved.
Yeah.
And so I haven't seen anybody tearing up yet. I'm sure it's happened.
It's getting close.
I'm sure.
I've been borderline here and there.
And that's wonderful, and I appreciate people's sentiment and emotion, but the bottom line is this is a happy day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we are all here celebrating. Bart knew this was happening, before he passed on, and this is exactly what he would have wanted us to do.
Yeah.
And we're doing it. So there's no reason to be... We can save our sadness for another day. Today's not the day.
I agree. And there's been plenty of sadness, obviously, around the situation and unfortunately what Bart had to go through. But you're right. This is the perfect example. I mean, just looking around and just seeing all these people are here because of him. Like, all of this is happening because of him. And it's amazing and awesome, and I couldn't think of a more appropriate tribute.
You know, we
than what
tackled
we're
it.
doing.
We tackled it with the guys from Stickman earlier, and it may have come in conversation passingly with the other people we've had on. But what's your favorite Bart memory?
Oh, here we go. On the spot.
This is
much?
going to sound terrible, but my favorite memory of Bart was not one specific time. It was the fact that we worked together. We started Hopheads. Now, I always want to be very clear. This was all his, financially, all his idea. I just helped him execute.
Yeah.
And I've been working with him as a marketing director since Hopheads started, and booked shows and did social media. The bottom line is, this is the favorite memory I have of Bart, is that every single time that we did something, he always said thank you. We could be going back and forth. We could have had a disagreement. Before I left, you know what he said? Thank you.
Man.
He would literally say these words: I could not and would not be where I am today without you. And he said that to me every single time. Even if, hey, you know what? We were best friends, but even best friends quarrel sometimes.
Yeah.
And so even the times that we might have had a disagreement, he would still always end with, my business would not be where it is without you. And that means, that literally means the world to me, and that's what I remember. Obviously, there's plenty of individual times playing poker. I mean, my best man speech at my wedding that Bart gave, epic. I mean, I'm not going to revisit that. That's for invite only type of thing. But seriously, that was the one thing that I always remembered about Bart, is that no matter what, he was always thankful for what I did for him. And that means that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
Your bosses, if they would just pay you any attention and say thank you, like that goes a long way. And it always went a long way with Bart.
That's awesome. Justin, what's your favorite Bart memory?
Ooh, you know what?
Jumping off cliffs?
Yeah, I'd like to point out some cliff jumping.
That's right. I think we talked about that when you were on.
We did,
a couple
and I
episodes
could
ago,
point out that, you know what, like, I knew who Bart was for a very extended period of time. But we weren't all that close. I mean, aside from our anniversary festival, or not festival, event that we put on last year, that was the most interaction with Bart I've ever had outside of, hey, what's up, man? Want a beer? And it started here with this goofy video. And
which
like,
I did watch after our
It's
episode.
so funny. It is so funny.
And it was a Saturday morning, and I was like, you know what? Like, I have my boat down at the marina. You guys want to go hop on my boat and take this video to the next level? Off we went, and the boat ran like shit. The boat ran so terribly, and Bart, you could tell that, like, maybe it was his first time ever on a small boat. He's like, go over there. I was like, I can't. Like, it's 6 inches of water. Like, boats don't go there. Well, I want a shot over there. I was like, well, then you better get your ass out and walk over there, because my boat is not going over in that water. Like,
boats don't go there. I love that phrase.
He's like, oh, all right, well, let's try somewhere else. And we end up beaching my boat next to this pontoon boat full of what we're basically just call like spring break girls. And we're all dressed in like this weird army drab, and we're yelling and making a scene, and they're all just making fun of us. And I was like, my insecurities are starting to come through. Like, we're not having a good time. These girls are making fun of us. And Bart's just like, "Ah!" on the front of the boat, and I'm like, oh my god, can we get this over with? And Nicole kept filming it, and she was screwing it up so bad. Oh, I missed that shot. Oh my, I didn't hit record. Oh, the camera was pointed down because I was looking, myself and not through the lens. We had to do like 9 takes where we're jumping out the side of my boat onto rocks. I'm barefoot. Bart kept climbing back on my boat and like bending the metal bars that support the bikini top. And I was just like starting to get really frustrated. And I was like, God. And he's like, all right, now go tackle your Navy SEAL boss and dump beer all in his face. I was like, listen, Bart, I don't mean this to be condescending or rude, but I don't work for you. The guy that I do work for could kill me with like 2 fingers, and you're asking me to like go kick his ass.
That video, I mean, honest to God, I will never forget. I actually, one of the first times I was ever down here was for the release of those, what was the name of the beer? Something Guided Missile?
Flavor Guided Juice Missile.
We were here for the release, and on all the TVs, this movie was just playing on loop.
Right. Yeah.
And it was so funny because, I mean, it was only, 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. And I watched...
8 to 10 minute video is a very long...
Yes.
It is a long...
But
I'm still waiting for my manager to get me another gig, and I'm waiting for my Emmy, and...
it's coming.
Yeah.
Did they have YouTube
put a lot
awards?
of work
Because
into
we
that.
got to put it up.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I came here that day, and it was nothing but on loop. And every single time I watched it, I saw something different.
Yeah.
And it was so, funny. And that was one of the things that we talked about in planning was can we get this video on on the TVs in Tattered Flag, which we'll hopefully do later. But God, that video just cracked me up. Such a good time, and I wasn't even there.
So in essence, that is my favorite memory of Bart, because it's one of our most real interactions and more personal memories I share with him. Even our guy Randy, who's He's busting his butt running around here. I saw him running over handing out water bottles a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
He's the one that jumped off the cliff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's forever on YouTube, and you can
Forever
go
on YouTube.
and relive it. And it
The-
actually sparked, after watching that, I
Mhm.
went back and watched some of Bart's old videos that I haven't watched in years. And I just sat there and cracked up. I mean, he's just like so creative. And like I remember you talking about like how frustrating it was at some point because he was so meticulous. And, well, I want this shot, and I need this shot, and we need
Yeah.
to redo it. But that's how he was with
He was like
everything
Michael
he did.
Bay.
He just had a vision, and like no matter what, he was going to execute that vision. So what a cool memory to always be there.
No, it's it's frustrating as it was. Even when as he mentioned, when we were sharing it on the videos at our release event, we were just having such a great time and laughing about it. I was like, man, I was so annoyed for that one shot. My feet hurt so bad, just clumping around rocks, barefoot, jumping off the side of my boat. It hurt so bad. But by the time it was over, we all look back like, oh, it was a great time. We really enjoyed it. So it was definitely worth it, and that was a really fun memory in retrospect. And I feel a little guilty being mad at, not because of the circumstances, just overall. I was like, I was really annoyed for those 6 minutes of jumping off my boat over and over and over. And now I would look back and I was like, it was all fun.
Yeah, yeah. Super cool.
So where's the Haze Bart, which we talked about last time you were on the show, Justin, has since been spread around to, I believe it was 18 locations in
all
the
over the
area
place.
and going quite quickly. I had it at St. Boniface. Have you guys been blowing through the kegs here? How much of it is even left?
Oh, there's none left. I actually brewed an emergency batch.
Oh, wow.
I did not brew our house IPA because I had to pull grain out of that recipe and then wrangle up a couple bags elsewhere to make a half batch of Where's the Haze Bart, and that's what we've been pouring today. So originally, Dean was kind of like, I'm going to have some other breweries carry it.
Okay, all right. Oh, it's a train.
Oh, wait, what?
It's a fucking train.
Train tracks in the middle of the
mission.
Yeah.
He was having the time of his life.
That's very odd. It's just the engine. Where are they going?
All right, I need to clarify. That's not a train. That's one single car.
It's an engine.
It does not a
That
train
literally
make.
just went down the street.
It dead ends 3 blocks up. It literally just they haul 3 cars to this train yard or to a lumber yard.
Oh, really? And
And
that's
they
it?
drop it off.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think those tracks were in use. Like in
Yeah.
Philly, we've got streets with tracks on them that haven't been used in gotta be 60 years.
it's one of those weird things. It's just once a month. Taking some lumber down to the lumber yard.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, it's
Right?
true. It's
Yeah.
cool that they got to do their little drive-by for
Yeah.
this event.
That's cool.
Honestly, I feel like Bart would have gotten a kick out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. He would have jumped on the fucking train. He would have been driving it now. He'd be driving the train right now. What were you talking about?
We were talking about the Haze Bart. So Dean had reached out to me and said, we're going to get a couple breweries to carry your beer. I said, it's fine. I'm brewing 20 barrels. He came back to me. He's like, okay, I have 3 breweries that each want a 6-stall. I was like, dude, just sell, if you think that's a lot, I said, sell as much as you want. I was like, he's not going to hit my number or how much beer I have. So then he gives me the final list, and I'm just glancing. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I actually tally it up. It was 29 halves and 14 6-stalls. I was like, shit, this is a lot of beer.
Yeah.
We can swear now.
Can
The
we
last
swear?
few times I
Am I
was
supposed to
on
swear?
that I swore, you bleeped me.
Has it been that long?
Now I can.
Oh, yeah.
I
say,
stopped bleeping in 2014.
Well, it's maybe the last time I was on, I didn't curse.
That could probably true.
I mean, I'm usually a pretty clean
You were just
mouth.
trained.
Right.
Well, no, f*** that.
Yeah. So I said, doggone it, that's a lot of beer.
Doggone it.
Talk on it.
Shucks.
Shucks. I like shucks.
But yeah, so we packaged all this beer up, and we're like, okay, we'll can whatever's left. We ran it through my canning line, and I got 5 cases and 2 4-packs.
I thought you were going to say 5 cans.
Nope. 5 cases, and we're like, well, Shucks again.
Well, gee willikers.
Mother lover. Yeah, straight up out of beer. So that was about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm going to throw this other batch together, and my production team, which is very minor, it consists of basically one other person, was like, are you gonna, is this beer gonna be ready in time? I don't know, we're gonna learn. And we were able to get it wrapped up, packaged, and canned for today, and we did fill 2 halves to put back on tap in the brewery.
Oh, cool.
But prior to that, yeah, we sold out of our 2 halves in a couple days, and I mean, it's a decent beer. I'm not shooting it to the moon. Far from the best beer I ever made. I just wanted to keep it simple, West Coast.
That was all. You know what? That's what Bart would have wanted.
And
but here's the one thing that I want to point out about this beer, and this is probably the most unique thing that. And I've been to hundreds of beer fests with Hopheads. People walked in the front door, beer was already in there for them. Where's the Haze Bart? First beer that's going to be that they're sipping on. Every single patron that came in that door was going to be Where's the Haze Bart. We had them filled up. We got their ID. We got their band. They came right around. They pick up a glass. Already got chilled. Where's the Haze Bart right in it? First beer every single person that came in this beer fest is going to have.
Cool. That's really cool.
Which was all Justin's idea. I'm not taking zero
and actually,
credit.
even to kind of push that a little farther on the uniqueness, we actually had our friend Stevie from Rotunda. He does a lot of the artwork for Rotunda. He's also battling a form of cancer, and Bart was constantly pushing the envelope on fundraisers for Stevie and said, "Oh no, I don't need the help. He needs the help."
So I'll tell you.
Stevie's the one that poured every single one of those.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. So when we first heard about all this and we wanted to do this fest, he also knew that Stevie was suffering from cancer as well. And I'm going to tell you, literally like the first 5 conversations I had with Bart was, I don't want this to be about me. I want this to be about Stevie and all the other people who are going through and dealing with this horrible disease. And that was the one thing, again, I mean, one more example of how Bart is, even in the worst situation of his life, concerned about the well-being of other people. And, we ended up telling him, look, we're doing this for you, and we'll take care of Stevie, and we will, and that's definitely going to happen. But that just shows you the kind of person that he was, is that even when he's in his worst possible scenario, he's more concerned about other people's well-being than even in his own. And that's what really always touched me about how Bart operated.
Yeah, and there it is. I'm getting a little misty-eyed.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Thanks, Paul.
I'm not trying.
I would like to know, it was very sentimental for Stevie to do this, and not to really put his business out there. He really wanted us to give the glasses, and then he was going to have like a big sign that said #Cheers to Bart. But he wasn't able to participate in his therapy this week because his white blood cell count was low. So in turn, he filled all the glasses, and then that's why each person was handed a glass with beer already, just to kind of keep him safe and comfortable. And he was able to give those out, and it was really sentimental for him to be able to kind of do the cheers to Bart kind of thing right out of the gate.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to say it now, and you guys have already finished your beer, and that goes for you as well. Pour a little more, because
I still have some.
We're gonna raise it not only to Bart, but also to Stevie, and to anyone who has battled or is battling, or anyone who has lost anybody to a battle to cancer. Cheers.
I only spilled just a tiny drop.
You got to label it.
You
right
do
on
have
my
to
own
label
name,
it.
though.
You do have to label it. You do have to label it.
I wish I could.
Damn it, Paul.
I guess we'll wait to cheers until
I know,
you're
right?
labeling your fucking
Here I was
spill.
trying to do a sweet, sentimental thing. But cheers.
Cheers.
I just want to thank you for being one of the co-sponsors of this event.
Happy to.
Honest to God, I got to say this, Justin, and I know I've told you this many times. Seriously, the organizers of the festival were Justin, myself, and Dean.
Yeah.
We all had our own areas that we were focusing on.
Yeah.
But Justin and the way that he was able to deal with his team, always in a great mood, even if at first, like, we had a difference of opinion, we all were able to compromise, and that's not always easy. I've honestly only ever met Justin once before we started doing this. And I bet when my first impression on him is, he's probably like, this guy's a ass. but as we went on and we understood certain things that of how this event was going to go, it was just like, I got to give so much thanks and appreciation to Justin and Tattered Flag for what they've done. I only was just a very small cog in this wheel, and it was Justin and Tattered Flag that really drove this bus. And I must honestly say, not only thank you to you, Justin, but thank you to the entire Tattered Flag organization for really doing this. I mean, like I said, we all had our own areas. We all had pieces of this that were made it so that this could go off without a hitch, which it has.
Yeah.
I just got to thank you. No, we're good. I just got to. That's not even wood anyway.
No, it's not. It's all plastic.
This is my table. I know exactly what it is.
I know.
But Justin, seriously, Justin, thank you so much. And honestly, I've made a new friend.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin and I really didn't know one another, and now we're friends. You know? Maybe not.
I can tell you, he's got a really cool basement.
I hate that. No, it's been a privilege, and for us, it was a no-brainer. You know, we're the right people in the right place at the right time, and it would have been, we can help. Why wouldn't we? That's how we are.
Not
at Tattered
everybody
Flag.
has that attitude, though.
Right.
And I'm backed by the support of my team and my bosses, the owners, and they will support our decisions in such a large capacity that I knew I didn't even have to ask them for permission. They're like, hey, we're doing this, and they're like, awesome.
I mean,
obviously, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. You said, why wouldn't you? I'm just putting this out there, and I'm not going to say anything beyond this. There were people who were Bart's very good clients who didn't even so much as return our emails.
Oh, that's
and I'm just
upsetting.
Listen, I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm not going to say anything else, and no one's ever going to put me on the spot to come clean, because this is going to go to the grave, because after today, it's all over. But we know exactly who the people were that valued Bart by who is here today, is the way I look at it. And maybe if that's the wrong way to look at it, I apologize.
No, I mean, it's a valid point, because, we'd like to think that everyone will come and do their best and be over the top willing to do an event like this. But, you're going to remember the people that didn't.
Exactly.
But
I will say,
flip side is,
I will say, if this were any other industry,
that might be the first. I was going to say that might be the first one.
What could that mean?
I don't know what that means.
That means we just raised an extra $10 for Bart.
That's what that means. That's what that means.
100%.
But yeah, so there might be a couple of people that were like, not.
And
for whatever reason.
I'm not calling anybody out specifically. I'm just telling you that as somebody who organized this event, I know the people who really supported Bart.
If this was a real estate fest, it would be totally. But because it's craft beer, because
case in point, Shy Bear in. Did I say and?
Jason emailed me and said, I did not know Bart, but I want to be a part of this event.
What's funny is I actually met them with Bart, and I've actually met them at many, many shows, and I already talked to them, and they're great people. Because a lot of time, honestly, the last couple of years, Bart wasn't working shows. It was me and Wes and Jackie, my wife. Yeah. I mean, we were Bart was happy being and designing can labels. And it got to the point where we were a couple years in that really it was me and a couple of other people who were out at the shows. So I was getting to meet people. But, everybody knows these designs. You see these people coming into your breweries every day with these shirts on. Sooner or later, I wrote this in a letter, Justin. I personally feel that the Central Pennsylvania and really Pennsylvania beer industry was in some way unified by Hophead's gear. I think in a way, one thing I love about the craft beer community is that everybody is so great. Everybody works together, collabs, all this stuff. But Hopheads was a way that we kind of brought everybody together, and that's what really means a lot to me. And Justin, you even told me about people that had never even heard of Hopheads, but just heard of the impact that Bart had, and that they were sending beer. We have people here from Florida who wouldn't even know Hophead's gear at all.
Yeah. We have a guy who I've never met in person. I bought a glass from him for a raffle item. He's a couple stands down. He drove here yesterday morning from Indiana. He drove 9 hours just to be here. He's selling the glassware and the glass straws and stickers and stuff over there. He donated some stuff to the raffle item. He's like, this sounds like an awesome event, and I want to be a part of it. And I wish I got to know the guy that you guys are celebrating.
Yeah, that's great.
He's just happy to be here.
That's
Thrilled.
awesome.
Doesn't know a single brewery here.
Nice.
He's like, he's like, I think I heard of Trogs.
Yeah, that would be the one I would expect him to know.
I've heard of Trogs, and he's like, yeah, I had some beers from that place across Root Down. I was like, yeah, they have like 9 GABF medals.
Yeah.
They're kind of a big deal locally, and he's like, yeah, I'd never heard of them. Their beer's pretty good.
Yeah.
So this guy goes to like, all the big hype breweries and does their festivals. And
I have to ask because I can see from here a tent that mentions glass. Is it Thick Boys Glass?
It is Thick Boys Glass.
May I
I'm gonna go over and check out their glassware after this because that's amazing.
That's cool.
It's all hand blown. It's really cool stuff.
Let me just interrupt that you can edit this out. I have to go.
Okay.
But I just want to say one last thing, and maybe however you edit it back in. I just want to thank you guys so much for being a part of everything that Hopheads has done. You've always been such wonderful people, literally the nicest people that I've ever met, even though maybe you poke fun at me every once in a while, but that's okay.
It's all in love.
Of course, and I know that. And I thank you so much for being here, and it means so much to me that you were a part of this today, and I just thank you so much.
We would not have dreamed of missing this. Thank you for
I'm going to let
us.
Justin take it the rest of the way, but I appreciate you guys
Absolutely.
having me on, and hopefully that you make some room for me.
Absolutely.
I think Justin's like, I'm ready to go too.
Yeah, I won't lie. I have to pee again.
All right.
So
all right.
I think I might have to
We just
say
blew
let's-
up the
I know.
podcast.
I know.
Do you want to compliment us too?
Did Paul Miller just close out on us?
He did. We usually can't get him to leave.
Fucking pro move ever,
Sir, we
well
have
done.
to cut this short.
I'm sorry. I
You
have a
will
hard
stop
out.
talking. Yeah.
30 minutes later.
It was great.
Oh, wait. He's walking. I think he's getting in line.
That's the last thing I ever
the Porter
expected to
Johns.
happen.
I know.
Yeah.
He rapped on us.
Oh man,
Shame,
that was
shame.
incredible. That was a boss move.
No,
and
that was
I'm
cool.
proud of
and,
him.
and we love you, Paul, and we do appreciate those words. That
They're
yes,
doing the raffle.
The kind
Oh,
words
they
you
are.
said to us.
Oh man, a lot of people are going to be happy or sad very shortly.
Yeah.
I didn't get to buy any tickets because apparently they ran out.
Are we going to do the play-by-play on the raffle? I can't even hear it.
No.
Well, yeah, I think we should, especially because I have to pee.
Thank you, Justin.
Justin, thank
Happy
you.
to be here, guys.
Thank you for everything.
Glad you came.
Good guy.
Happy to be a part of this and be able to do what it is that we do. And we're glad this was such a success. And
seems like it was. Yeah.
It was a collective success thanks to everybody that's here. All I did was send out some invites and happened to be at the right place at the right time. So.
I mean, it's a little more than that, I'm sure.
You did brew the where's the
That
Haze
is
part,
true.
so
I did
that
twice.
has something to do with it. Yeah, including the emergency batch.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
All right,
thank
This
you,
is
man.
great.
let's
for
cheer for
everything.
some people winning shit.
Cheers.
Yes, right.
All right, let's listen to the
Let's
raffle.
go pat people in the back.
So we were just lucky enough to speak to Justin and Paul, who were two of the organizers for the event. Joining us right now is Dean Pierce, the other organizer of the event, and very special guest, his dad Tom. Gentlemen, how are you?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course.
We are doing fantastic.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Good. Oh, wouldn't dream
For
of not.
those of you keeping score at home, I think the last time Tom's voice came through our microphones was the first time we ever met you in
Yeah,
Steph's basement.
I think so too.
An episode that I remember that we Dan cleverly titled Pierced Beers.
Oh,
I remember that. I remember that. Also, a second for.
I like tasting the beer.
There you go.
I just played that for him on the way up here.
Nice.
He didn't believe that it was him, but
And that's still the same way. I like a beer, I'll tell you.
I love
There
it.
you go.
I love
That's
it.
all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for.
Well, then I have to ask, what is your favorite beer of the day so far?
What Bloody Mary?
Is it Bloody Mary?
The Bloody Mary beer. Did you have it?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's about
I don't know what you're
halfway up
saying.
on the right side.
All right, we'll go check it out after this.
Yeah,
Okay, because I'm kind of curious too.
Okay.
It tastes like a Bloody Mary.
Oh, that's awesome.
So all right, so everyone's digging into the Lions.
Yeah, we gotta. There's bottles of Lions
I'm gonna
Head.
pass these out. I had an idea.
I didn't even ask. I was just going to.
I'm just taking the
all
beer.
Right, so hold before we do anything.
Oh, okay.
I thought, what better way? Let's start this off by having a nice toast to Bart.
Yes.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Right. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. Everyone else for being here. Between me, Paul, and Justin, we couldn't have asked for anything better. And Bart couldn't have asked for anything better. And I don't think we could ask for better weather. And I know Bart's somewhere watching this right now. So I just want to say cheers to Bart.
Cheers to Bart.
Here, here.
Cheers.
Oh, and we got another.
The train cheers
It's
until
going back the other way.
We get a salute.
That's so loud. Wow, there's another one.
They're actually towing
Oh
things
my
this
God.
time.
There goes beer tankers.
Is that full of beer? Is that what
that's
is?
the extra
I would
beer,
hope so.
yeah.
That's all the extra
We were
beer.
running a little short, but there it is.
I knew they would show up.
That's the emergency batch of Where's the Haze, Bart, that Justin was telling us about.
Yes. So, guys, I also thought do we want to say what we're cheersing to with here?
Yeah.
So we're cheersing with Lion's Head, which is a very classic Pennsylvania beer. I'm sure it's very reminiscent for a lot of us, but I also thought what might be kind of fun if we all take a look at the bottle caps, and as we're doing this podcast, we all need to try to figure out what the puzzle is. Since you guys like to play games a lot. So.
I was thinking the same thing. I can't remember the last time I even looked at one of these.
Exactly.
Good.
And old Coca-Cola bottles.
But they didn't have puzzles.
They had numbers.
They had numbers. Which is less interesting, but still noteworthy.
Bust minus T.
I mean, I think I already figured mine out. I like mine a lot.
G plus hoodie, goody, but then it's an old man. I thought goody two shoes, but that's not right.
I don't know what mine is.
I don't know. Maybe we'll gotta wait another hour or so, and then when we're all feeling very good,
mine's beer special.
Beer special.
B plus ear, and then SPE plus
nice.
shell.
All right, so Dan wins this round of Happy Fun Time games.
I'm pretty sure Steph's begins with busty.
But it's bust minus T.
Oh, I got it.
That's a minus, so it's bus boy. Bus boy.
Oh.
Bus boy. That's Steph's.
All right.
Goody, old man, calendar. Goody week, goody good. Maybe it's not goody.
Where's yours?
Good. Wait, what?
Dude, can I just say that the Lion's Head caps have completely derailed the podcast because now we're all just staring.
You're welcome. That's what I was going
to
for.
Figure out what these things mean. I don't know what that is, and I'm going to stop thinking about it for a minute.
Thank you guys for entertaining me with that cheers and to get things started.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. Not the first cheers to Bart we've done today.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure it won't be the last.
But yeah, this event, I mean, we've been talking about it publicly, privately, cross-promoting, all that kind of stuff, and the day is finally here, and it could not be better. This is awesome.
It could not be. The weather's perfect. Everything went surprisingly smooth, and I'm still worried something big's going to pop up, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm feeling good. I think it's going to be. It's already been awesome. I mean, we hit our max online sales of 500.
Yes.
We had about another 100 coming at the gates. And I think people are still trickling in. So
nice.
It's been awesome so far.
I've also seen people just sort of like walking by who maybe didn't even know this was happening and just kind of like looking and trying to see what's going on. So
yeah, we had a bunch of people when we were setting up this morning, asking what was going on and saying that they'll be back in a little bit to get tickets and everything. So. Yep, we got some nice foot traffic here the day of as well.
Very cool, and that's like sort of the advantage of doing it like block party style is you kind of can't miss this if you're in the area.
Yeah.
You've got the music playing, you've got the street closed, you've got the smells, the sounds, and everything going on. So I'm sure it's attracted a few people to just kind of check it out.
May I say something that strikes me funny? I'm an older dude.
An old head is what we say.
Whatever, yeah. When I was a kid, when you got together for a photograph, they always said smile and say cheese. Not here. Several times I heard smile and say penis. That's something I never thought of.
I mean, it works. It's the
I
E.
guess, yeah.
Penis.
Yeah,
That's
the E.
E. That's what makes you smile.
But I never heard that before.
Penis works as well as cheese, except it has 2 syllables.
For sure.
I have no comment to that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I do have to say, if my father were sitting next to me right now talking about people saying penis to the camera, I might feel a little uncomfortable as well.
I don't. Well, the sad part is I don't feel uncomfortable because I hear it all the damn time from him. So that's kind of our relationship in a nutshell. But
fair enough. Fair enough. So Tom, I heard that recently some homebrew awards were given in your name, but they may have been fraudulent.
I was never there.
No, you're supposed to say you cannot confirm nor deny.
Well, that's
We
basically-
talked about this.
Fair enough.
I didn't do it.
He likes to just sit down and drink the beer while the rest gets taken care of, however it gets taken care of.
Yeah,
Right?
It's like you said, I like beer or I don't like beer. That's all.
I like to use his likeness and his name because he, like when we first went on the show, he was the face of the company. So I still like to use that to promote myself because I mean, look at that face. You can't beat that.
Didn't we say he was the mascot of Beer Brewing
Oh, that's
Company,
right.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That makes sense.
Me and Bart Simpson, right?
Bart Simpson is the mascot of the event today.
South Park.
Oh, that's Cartman.
Cartman, yeah. Cartman.
You know Bart Simpson from South Park?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, it's
Cartman from Family Guy.
I mean, at this
same
point,
thing.
they're all cartoon empires. Basically.
American Family Guy, whatever it's called.
Just remember this. Mostly it's a stroke.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think he uses that card too much though anymore.
I mean, it works.
I guess
It's a good card to pull out.
My kids had no problem calling him out on that either. Like when we actually were out to eat the other week, a couple months ago at Shy Bear, and my youngest son Bronson, the waitress couldn't understand what my dad was asking for, and Bronson shouted out, "Oh, he can't talk right because he had a stroke."
He couldn't have said it any better than that.
There's two.
But yes,
It didn't break. But his shirt says "Blow Me," which I don't think.
Oh,
I don't know how I
didn't
feel.
notice that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
Unless that's the guy from the glass stand, in which case it's a clever pun.
That makes sense.
It's funny. The first guy who broke that, the first class that I heard of the fest about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I got a picture of him with my dad, and I told the guy, I can't thank you enough because I was assuming it was going to be this guy that would be the first to break a glass. So,
Not yet.
but I hope the gentleman. I said, if you take a picture with my dad, I'll get you a new glass. So we did. So
that's
all
nice.
is good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Very good.
Well, Dean, thank you for reaching out to us
Yeah,
and
man.
asking us to be a part of this event.
Yeah, this is great.
This has been such a good time, a great way to remember Bart, and it's so cool just to see everyone. And
Yeah.
And congratulations on the success of the event because, I mean, we helped a little, but man, you guys worked your ass off to put this
That's
together.
very true.
And
No,
congratulations on the success of it.
Yeah, and thank you. I mean, thank you guys so much. And you're right. I mean, and I wouldn't say you guys did a little. You guys did a tremendous amount for us, and I can't thank you enough. I know Hopheads and Tattered Flag, we all can't thank you guys enough, but you're right. I mean, yes, it was a lot of work, but seeing this today and everything, like, it's just perfect. And no, we couldn't ask for anything better. Bart's parents are here, his sisters are here, his wife is here, obviously, and it's awesome to see all this come together.
It's really quite amazing, and the fact that this was put together relatively quickly, considering
this,
and I mean, you talked about before, everybody was like, yeah, obviously we'll be there.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't.
This was on. I mean, I've helped in planning Brewfest and things like this before, and this fest itself was probably the most, boots on the ground, organic engagement. Like,
yeah,
just no. I mean, we didn't have a budget at all. Yeah. We still don't. Yeah. Because it's a charity event, and everything was just from word of mouth. Breweries wanting to help out, folks like yourself, like everything, like I've run a lot of events like this before, and I just can't. I still am overwhelmed by the support from everyone in this thing. So yes, it's been amazing.
And I love what Tim from the Harris family said. We're documenting it. I love that we can be here to document this event.
Absolutely.
I think
That's exactly why I wanted you guys here too, to just.
As long as Dan remembers to hit record.
I missed 2 minutes.
I know.
2 minutes.
You missed 2 minutes in the last 6 years.
I know.
I mean, God damn it.
I'd hate
All
them.
right, Dan, you're fired. Come on.
It was bound to happen eventually. It's fine. It's fine.
And just so all you realize, I'm still single. I'm looking.
Okay.
If you come across, you might be interested in an older guy with a dog.
With a dog. I mean, that's a plus.
Ladies, please, I need your help.
Yeah, please, get him off my back. Well, there will be a photo of Tom Pierce in the episode description on our website.
Oh, God, no.
So if you're listening to this on your podcast app, go to beerbusterspodcast.com and see pictures of him.
Yeah, any single ladies, what, how old? 40? Well, you probably would say 20.
20 to...
Smart man.
I'm just going to call any ladies over 52 that are single and listen to Beer Busters. You already are number one in my book.
Have you gotten him on Tinder?
I have him on Silver Singles.
That's where you need to be.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's just because you don't know how to work it.
Go on Tinder. There are a lot of women in their
Dan, please,
20s and 30s who are they're looking for.
But then you guys would be competing for the same women, though, right?
I'm a lost cause.
Okay.
I'm happily involved, so go ahead.
All right. Well, let me just finish something. Any ladies 52 and over that are single, love beer, love kids and dogs, and aren't allergic to dogs
and cruising.
My dad loves the cruise.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Hit me up, piercebrewingco@gmail.com, and I will get you acquainted with Tom Pierce. There we go.
We're a dating podcast now.
Listen, I won't lie.
I will gladly promote that for free.
I won't lie. Tom, you make a hell of an impression on people because we clearly remember you after not seeing you for 7 or 8 years.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Please do. Please do.
I still haven't taken it that way, but they didn't say it was.
I mean, I meant it that way. I can't speak for them, but I did.
I meant it.
I know.
I trust you people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's good.
Well, guys, thank you for stepping up at the table with us. Dean, thank you for all your work in putting this event together because I think this is a home run, and nobody ever questioned that it would be, but it's very reassuring to know that this is the turnout to celebrate our guy Bart.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling, and a lot of sleepless nights just worrying about if this thing would come to fruition.
Right.
But,
yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, it really has, and I just couldn't. We're just blown away, and yeah, it's been awesome. So thank you guys.
I like to say I'm very proud of my son for doing this. He put a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So love you, son.
Aw.
Thanks. Love you too.
What an amazing moment we've had on the podcast.
There's so much wholesomeness here today that I don't know how to handle it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You guys get the gooey stuff. I'll wait till we're driving home together, and then we just scream at each other nonstop. Nah,
slow down. What the fuck are you doing?
Nah, my dad's always been there from day one. I mean, I even said that the very first podcast we did, and a lot hasn't changed. So, to have him here today, it only makes sense. But
yeah,
so. But awesome. No, I mean, and my dad, he met Bart quite a few times, and he's helped out. Bart has helped out, raising money for my mom, obviously, but that's his wife as well, and I know that means a lot to him. And and I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do for Bart, and we're going to continue to, even after this fest, I think we have some things that we're going to work on and see what's next. So
Good. I was kind of hoping you would say that because this is the kind of event that should keep happening in perpetuity for, obviously, yes, for Bart and his family, but, a charity event of this nature. You don't really see many of these fests for charity. And
Absolutely.
It's awesome, and it's a great feeling to know that people will still turn up like this and then get turned up for charity.
Jesus, really?
You're
Nice.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, you're done.
I just figured out my bottle cap. It's the good old days.
Nice.
You figure out yours yet?
I didn't open it yet.
He didn't even open his beer yet.
Come
You
on,
really
Tom.
didn't.
What an amateur.
I don't have an opener.
It's a twist off.
Did you figure yours out?
Twist it off.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, mine was beer special.
Beer special. Right.
Tom's pretty good at things like this. I think.
Oh, I'm curious.
You good at word puzzles or picture puzzles? I don't know what you call
Give
them.
me a minute.
For some reason, he knows random trivia and stuff like this all the time.
Okay, Diamond LK square.
Diamond LK square.
It's diamond minus L plus K. Is that a cube?
There's no L in diamond.
Like EL. Like the letters EL minus EL
Plus K.
plus the letter K.
LK.
And I think that's a cube, if I'm not.
LK cube. Diamond LK cube.
Take it with you and we'll figure it out.
Take it with and come back and let us know when you figure it out.
He'll figure it out on the way home and.
Well, send us a text as an update.
We will.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Dean, thanks for all your work in this event, and cheers to you and cheers to Bart.
Yeah, guys, thank you and cheers.
So here we are. The event, it's still rolling on. We got about an hour left in it, and I think we've made the executive decision that very shortly we're just going to be civilians for whatever is left of the event. Yeah. We can't close out an event that our good friend Brooks Haymauer is at and not have him on the show. Brooks, how are you?
Well, do you want the long version or the short version?
Whichever one you feel like saying. Remember, though, I do want to get a beef stick and a cigar.
There you go. So I'm doing well. I'm really I can swear, I'm really fucking busy right now.
Yep.
But it's wonderful to finally be open for business. Done giving beer away for free. And it's hard to believe we've already had our year anniversary.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is hard to believe,
I
actually.
And we made it, damn it. We made it through COVID.
Yes, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing, especially because you opened during it.
During the ramp up of COVID.
And Dean Pierce
And our
brought us
friend
beer.
Dean Pierce comes through with a six-pack of random beers.
Oh, God, this is great.
That's awesome.
Mystery beers.
But
Nice.
I do want to say one thing I wanted to bring up talking about Haymauer making it through your first year in COVID and all of that. I feel like we've talked to a lot of people on this show who are young, not young people, but like young brewery owners. No offense.
No, none taken.
But like young brewery owners, as in like starting a new business. And you are, I think, one of the most motivated, like most clearly motivated people
That's fair.
we've ever had on the show that was trying to start a brewery.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously everybody who does it, it's their dream, they want to accomplish it, but like you had a hunger, I feel like that was more apparent than a lot of other people we've talked to.
Well, thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always been in my life. There's been a lot of times where I set goals and there's no other option. Failure is not an option. And, especially with starting during the pandemic, everyone has asked us, how have you made it? How have you made it? And simply one statement: we have no other choice other than to make it. And there's been a lot of discussions with my wife Shannon, who she's actually at the tap room right now, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Props out to her. I couldn't do anything without her. But just having that tenacity of we have no other option. I mean, I'm full time at this gig. My wife's full time with her boudoir photography. We have 2 kids, a mortgage. We don't have millions of dollars, and I'm not a trust fund baby. Grew up lower middle class. That 2 working parents, and my wife and I just bootstrapping everything. And we had no other option. We have to make this through. Our cards are all in the middle of the table. We're all in. We got to go. And it's just very humbling looking back now, especially when there's nights where the tap room's completely full. And I always make a point, if Shannon's there, to grab her, put my arm around her and say, look, just let's take a second. Let's breathe a little bit. This is what we created.
Right.
We. And I stress that word we because she has worked so hard on the back end that no one realizes. And, I'm the face. I'm the one you always see at the tap room. But she's the one doing the weekly newsletter. She's the one who's doing the social media and all of that just gets forgotten sometimes. She's the one that does the weekly schedule with all the staff. Actually, monthly schedule, sorry. So I can do it without her, and she has been my rock, my supporting staff, and you know what, damn it. It feels good to be on the other side right now. We're not out of it yet, but we're moving on. It's just the dream has finally come reality. It's come to fruition. And we are reaping the benefit of all our hard work, and it's just been very, very, very humbling. Very humbling.
It's amazing.
It's really awesome. And we've talked to a couple of people, over the past year and change, and as the world has been fucked up and weird, who have started breweries or started businesses, and then there's a pandemic. Suddenly there's a major unforeseen wrench in the works, and it takes that tenacity, because it would be super easy to be like, well, let's wait another 2 years because there's a global pandemic, or let's maybe scale back, or let's maybe pivot to something else. But to continue to fight for that original dream, even given the fact that the whole world decided to serve you up something that only happens once every 100 years.
And here's the crazy thing. I was literally a couple days away from contacting the Liquor Control Board for our final inspection when Governor Wolf shut down everything.
Yeah.
So, trust me, there was a couple moments where oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is this not going to happen? I was the last 3 months, ever since the beginning of the year, this is, what was it, March 13th or something like that, something around there. The last 3 months, I've been busting my ass trying to renovate our tap room, and it's just the cooler's full of beer. I can't brew anymore. I can't put any more in it. We're ready to go. And now this shitstorm happens, and it's oh, fuck, we can't even get our license.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And thankfully, we're members of the Brewers of Pennsylvania, and they have a attorney on retainer. And he knows someone fucking high up in the Liquor Control Board, because I emailed him, say, here's the situation. We got our occupancy permit, we got our health inspection. We're just waiting for our final inspection from the Liquor Control Board. And he's like, just give me a PDF versions of all the permits. Give me a picture of 10 tables, or 10 chairs, and I'll get it to my guy. We had our license the next day emailed to us. Wow. I'm like, damn, he knows someone high up in there. For it. So it's just with that, once we got our license, that was towards the end of March. We wanted to give it a couple weeks. Is this just media hype? Is this, let's kind of give it, because I like to, step back and kind of analyze things before I'm quick to adjust or change things like that. And then after, 2 weeks, this thing's not going away. I made the decision. I'm like, you know what? Let's take a look at the calendar. When does May start? And lo and behold, it was a Friday. May 1st was on a Friday. I'm like, we can at least be open for takeout and curbside only. And so, all right, we're opening up May 1st, and 11 o'clock, the online ordering started, and it hit like a ton of bricks. I poured beer for 6.5 hours straight, crawler by crawler by crawler. I think we did the first weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think we did over 300 crawlers.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just, blew my mind, just absolutely blew my mind. And I have to commend our regulars. Every brewery has their regulars, and they've really supported them. But with the shutdowns that happened during December, right before Christmas, people were fucking pissed. And they come in and this is bullshit. There's no way that you should be going through this. And we comply to every one of the mandates, but they made a point every week to come out and support us, and because they say time and time again, we want to see you two make it through this.
Oh, that's good.
You have been dealt such a bad hand, but yet you're so positive. You're just you're going to get through this, and we want to make sure you get through this to the other side. And then just once again, I use the word humbling a lot, because it's just it's beer,
Yeah.
And people just love us for it, and we built relationships with random strangers. We didn't know these people a year ago. Yeah. Absolutely not. But they took a chance on us. We proved ourselves, and they just keep coming back, which I can't thank them enough for getting us through this time.
Well, and I think a lot of that goes to, you have your newer customers, like you say, these random strangers that now have become your regulars. But even in the years leading up to opening, the fact that we met you how many years ago while you were still planning all of this, and just being out at Beer Fest and putting your face out there and engaging with the community, so that when you finally opened, even though the fucking plague happened, people knew who you were. They were like, oh yeah, I've had his beer at Fest. It's really good. I know him. I know.
That was one of the key things that we at least had some brand recognition out there. That I've had your beer at such and such festival and things like that. So I mean that was one of our saving graces through all this as well too, to get people in and have tried us, and because there's so many other options. I mean, in the Mechanicsburg area, right now, with Love Drafts just opening up, so there's Evergreen, Mellow Mink, us, Love Drafts, and Wolf. So I mean, there's five breweries within a 10-mile radius.
That sounds like a great Saturday right there.
It does. Absolutely it is. But I mean, from the business side of me, it's just like that's more competition. I mean, it's all friendly competition, but I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, we're in this for business to support our families and things like that. So I mean, there's less to go around. There's more of us to go around, so less of the consumers to go around. So we're our location is small but ample, and it's a starting point. We're just trying to save our rear ends off, and we're going to start talking here within the next couple of weeks of where the future lies for us, and we're already talking about a second location or a larger location to have everything under one roof. I love the garage, but it would be nice to kind of keep things away from the house at times, or when it's a little bit slower in the tap room, I can go in the back and clean some kegs or do stuff like that. But I mean, it's just the growth we've had right now. This past year and a couple of months is just, once again, it's humbling. It's just never in my wildest dreams did I ever think we were as successful as we are. I mean, and doing it through the pandemic is just. Not trying to get emotional, but it's
it's an extra challenge that you could not have seen coming, and the fact that you handled it as well as you did is a true testament to, again, that motivation that you have.
Yeah, and life has a way of you get dealt a bad hand. It's you can either sit there and bitch and complain about it and woe is me, this sucks, or trust me, there was times I was fucking pissed. Yeah. I mean, I was livid, and and Shannon she was great. She just listened to me and let me vent, and then after the end of the day, I kind of took stock in myself and said, you know what, it is what it is, and I use that term very often. My staff will say that. Yeah. There's nothing that we can control. I only can control what I can control, and I'm not going to worry about what I can't. So we're going to make the best of it. We're going to do whatever we can in order to succeed. And at the end of the day, if things don't go our way, I at least know that I did everything I could in order to succeed in this business, and it's been amazing, absolutely amazing.
So everyone knows that before you opened the brewery, you were growing out the hair, growing out the beard, and then once...
Hold on. Let me.
Are we getting the
once
full?
Everything,
oh man,
the full.
You cut it all off and shave, and now you're starting to get back to that look. Are you waiting
Beer Jesus is back.
Are you that is true. Are you waiting to shave it all off for another big milestone, or are you like, I just miss the flowing locks and I just want it back?
Well, full disclosure, Shannon hates my hair because it's so much better than hers.
I think that came up before.
Yeah. So she's always jealous of my hair. Actually, going into the pandemic, I needed a haircut anyways. So with all the salons being shut down, guess we're growing our hair out again since we can't get a cut. And last time I grew my hair out, I donated it to Wigs for Kids, and I'm like, hey, let's do it again. We all know, especially why we're here, cancer is just is a horrible thing.
Yes.
It's horrible for anyone. It's horrible for elderly people. It's terrible for adults, but for me, kids, I mean, that's that one thing. Don't fuck with a kid's life.
Yeah.
They haven't even enjoyed it. And if I can do one little thing to make them feel normal, by all means, I'm more than willing to do it. So that's why I'm growing out again. I still got a couple inches, so I'm thinking around the probably late fall, early, midwinter is when I'll have long enough and it's coming off. Okay. On a hot day like today, it sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then with the beard, the last time I shaved is when we got our health inspection, because I didn't know if we needed those beard guard things.
That's a good thought.
So I'm like, hilarious. One way I don't have to worry about it is if I just shave.
Shave it,
and then after that, I'm like, we're good. I'm like, just let it grow. So yeah, the beard and hair has been about year and 4 or 5 months long. And
well, I do have to say, having seen you with like really long hair, really short, and also like the sort of in between you're at, I think the long thing suits you. I think it's a good look for you.
You can
The
carry
long
it,
beard,
yeah.
the long hair, it looks good on you.
Yeah, it's just the problem.
Shannon would probably say otherwise.
A lot of people can't pull it off. I think you can.
The problem is the summertime, like right now. I mean,
I'm sure it's
and that's
there,
why
yeah.
I always have it up because it's on my neck. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
But there's here's the main reason why I don't like the long hair. My hats don't fit.
Okay, fair. Okay.
I know that's struggle.
You put on a hat and it just kind of pushes it up, and you're constantly adjusting. It just doesn't fit right. And I have my my one favorite hat that I would wear all the time with short hair that it doesn't fit right, and I can't wear it anymore. So I'm longing for the days of wearing the hat again.
Fabulous.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
No, I definitely understand that struggle. I was a hat guy when I was younger, and then I got away from hats for a while for whatever reason, and now that I think my hairline is receding a little more than it used to,
sure,
I tend to keep the hair that's left shorter so I can wear a hat just in case.
Right.
Just in case.
Just in case. You never know. You never know. Like, people have good hair days. Balding people have very bad hair days.
You just have a bad rest of your life.
Exactly, yeah.
Pretty much.
Do you need some extensions,
I
or?
mean, your hair's going to go to a much better cause than just a vain podcaster.
Yeah.
I often mention to Shannon, I say, hey, do you want some extensions to make she's got this real thin hair, and I got this real thick and luscious hair.
I would describe your hair as luscious, yeah.
That's what my kids call it, the long and luscious hair.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Shannon.
She's a trooper.
Yes, she is.
We
Yes,
love
she
her.
is.
Love her dearly.
Of course. Well, Brooks, thank you so much for stepping up to the table. I know you're on a tight schedule.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. I mean,
course, man.
This all the reason why we're here is this all hurt us hard. I mean, this all hurt us hard, and Bart was such an amazing guy, and to be honest with you, he helped us out so much getting started on our can and our label game. And hell, he made Lucky Lobster, who he is today, our best-selling beer. And I'm going to be forever indebted to him for doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame that we couldn't pour here today with everything going on with staffing issues and things like that. But Bart, man, love you, man. Miss you.
Yeah.
Miss you so much.
Yeah, that's true. One more cheers to Bart.
Till we meet again,
and
and have
at least
beer.
another one. But yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey,
cheers.
Nice. Hey, it's so nice seeing you guys again.
Likewise.
I've seen so many people, and that's the main reason why I wanted to come so bad, is just to see everyone in person and hug everyone and just live life again. Damn it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is our first in-person anything in a year and a half, and it feels weird to figure out how it's going to work, especially given the current climate, and
absolutely,
things are questionable as always.
Yeah.
But it feels good to see people. It feels good to reconnect with some old friends, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad we could talk to you.
Yeah, and whenever you guys are ready to have a full-blown episode at the tap room or at the garage, let me know. I'm all ears.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Let me know.
Definitely. Brooks, thank you so much, man.
All right.
Absolutely.
You're one of the best.
Cheers, guys.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Is that my intro?
I mean, it can be. Yeah, here we are. Sure, why not?
Total eclipse of the Kevin.
Total eclipse of the Kevin Poutine Keller.
Jesus Christ.
Why, just because he's Canadian?
Well, we were trying to figure out what I said last
that's all
year.
that Canada has is hockey and poutine.
Well, no, he was like...
It's an entire country. It's a culture.
When he sat in your chair, he was like, I guess I'm the demented and fermented Kevin Keller. So, well, I mean, whatever. We're like, we had something for you. I said something for you last year. I don't remember what it was. And then just poutine popped into my head, as it usually does. And now you are Kevin Poutine Keller.
I'm all right with it.
Okay.
All right, he's okay with it.
Sounds good.
We'll take it.
Sounds good.
He's the original Kevin. I mean,
OG Kev?
The
OG?
other Kevin is Kevin squared.
Original
he's
recipe.
fake Kevin.
Because he's a fake Kevin, yes.
He is fake.
Which other Kevin?
Totally fake.
Oh, I forgot about
Kevin
evil
Squared
Kevin.
from Rotunda.
Oh,
There's an
yeah.
evil Squared.
Speaking of some of Bart's finest work.
Yeah.
Some of Bart's finest.
Evil Kevin. Look it up on Facebook, people.
Yes, please do.
Well, Kevin Keller, how are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, man. And I mean,
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a very reflective and sentimental day. Thank you for everything over the years. And I may have mentioned it one of the past few episodes when we were talking about the event and Bart. The first time we met you was the first time we met Bart.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was episode, I forget the number,
40 something.
Thank you.
I think it was 46,
somewhere around there. But we were in the Beer Busters podcast basement, and it was
called Heads and Shoulders.
Yes, I remember that. It was a fucking party. And if you would have told me then that we would have a long-lasting friendship and you guys would be some of the best people that I've ever met, I was like, oh, these are just podcast guests. Like, who makes friends out of your podcast? And here we fucking are. And you guys are awesome, and I'm so glad that we've been able to call you friends.
Absolutely. That was your introduction to Paul Miller also?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the apology for that.
Oh, Paul. You'll be waiting a long time.
No, we did get to talk to Paul earlier.
Can I say one nice thing about Paul for a second?
You also said it in a way that Paul would have preempted what he's going to say.
Fair enough.
Yes, that is true.
That's very true. I did notice when we were talking to him earlier today, he's got very pretty eyes.
Oh, man.
He's got nice eyes.
I never noticed.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
I will keep an eye.
I know we
out
like to
for
poke
it.
fun at him. It's kind of, but like he's got very nice eyes. I just want to say that.
There you go, Paul. There you go. Wayne likes your eyes.
Kevin,
he's all right.
Your eyes are a little shady.
Wow.
It might be the Canada in you.
It might be.
All right, so I know before all the craziness of COVID happened, and I know you and I were talking about it briefly earlier, you had a different project that you were working on, and we were supposed to be at a beer fest for you.
Yeah.
And now the world is still in who the fuck knows territory. But what's happening on that front, if anything, and what can you say about it if you want to?
Yeah, for sure. So the prototype brewery and meadery is still in the books, still working on it. We just brewed a beer up in Boston with vitamin C.
Oh, cool.
Called Float Revolution. It was a 6% New England IPA with Strata, Citra, and Mosaic, all the trendy hops. And we're just kind of riding the collab train for a minute here while we figure our stuff out in the back end. We're just trying to find, I think, with all the unfortunate COVID restrictions that we saw in the past and what we're assuming is coming down the pike, which I hate to say it, is coming. We're just trying to take it easy. We're going to take the Gypsy Brewery ride once we can find some tank space to rent out to get our brand off the ground. But we have so many good friends in the industry that have offered us at least the helping hand to come in and collab with them, learn what they're doing, and kind of just build off of that. And we were going to do the Prototype Invitational back in April of 2020. Again, COVID derailed everything.
Yep.
The Prototype guys and I, my team and I sat down. We're like, how the hell can we do something that takes Bart's memory and just really goes above and beyond what he even would have put out there. So, one of the last times I got to talk to Bart was we just kind of sat down and talked about the past and all the fun shit that we did between Houdini Bart disappearing at beer fests and in Boston where we had no idea where we were at. But, Hanger Jam was literally him and his element. The picture that Wayne took that we stole for our pose.
That's fine.
But nonetheless, that was his fucking element. So we're going to bring back Prototype Invitational. We're going to give another run at it. But we're going to roll in. We're going to call it Hanger Jam 2.
Oh, really?
That is the best.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Breaking news.
I'm glad you said it because we said it here, and I was like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to take Prototype Invitational, add some type of music, metal, something.
Beastie
Love Drafts.
Boys cover band,
Love
please.
Drafts and I have been talking about it, and we're like, let's do it. We're going to shoot for the spring of 22 to do Hanger Jam 2, tie in my brewery fest side of it, Love Drafts, alternative metal music side of it, and just throw a fucking party for Bart, and just to keep our way of keeping hopheads and everything alive in his memory, and just kind of keep that rolling from as an annual Bart Fest, something that he'd be proud of, and he can look down and scream hell yeah while we're doing it. So
wow,
it's the least that the Prototype crew can do, and
I love that you're continuing that tradition, and you're obviously going to take your own spin on it, but to keep that alive and to keep it going in Bart's memory, there's nothing more perfect than that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Bart is the reason I'm here today. I wouldn't be in the industry without him.
Yeah.
So, whatever I can do to keep his memory alive and fucking party like he would want to party.
Oh, yeah.
We have 45 plus breweries here today that just love Bart to fucking death, that we're out here on the street in Middletown, pouring beer and just partying for him. So, there's so many other people in the industry that are right there. So
that's great. That's great. I gotta say, obviously we've talked about Bart a lot today, and I've gotten a little close to choked up a couple of times, but when you said Hanger Jam 2, tears are literally coming out of my eyes. That is awesome.
It's been crazy because I've talked to a handful of people about it. I'm like, I want to do this, and just the outpour of how can I help has been crazy. We've talked about I'll be honest, I got the news while we were on vacation in Maine. We were expecting, personally I was expecting it, just I knew where the situation was, and I drank my way through Portland, just cheersing him at every fucking spot.
Yeah.
And Sarah was with me, and I was like, how the hell can we keep this just Legends legacy going?
Yeah.
And, there's a couple other things that we want to do that, are in the works that I don't want to put out there just yet, but, we're going to keep his fucking legacy alive. And I think there's so many people that have, choked up today, just being here and keeping his memory alive. So.
Yeah. And
That's great.
Was it Paul that said it? It was Paul that said it. There's a lot of people who are, we're all sad that Bart is no longer with us, but today is a day of celebration for his legacy. And the word legend was thrown around. Wayne, you said it when he
Imperial Pat sliding the table just in case anybody hadn't noticed.
Yeah. But it's a day of celebration,
we welcome it.
Every event going forward that's inspired by him or in his honor or has any hint of Bart in it is always going to be a celebration, because that's what he would want. He doesn't want us to be sad. He wants us to remember the good times, because every time was a good time.
Yeah. I remember, 6 years ago, when my dad passed, Bart was the one that's yo, let's go fucking party. Keep your head up. Let's keep going. And, he kept me through a lot of the lows. He kept me up, and through the highs he fucking partied with me. So he was my biggest cheerleader and biggest support system. And it's unfortunate what transpired, but we're just gonna keep him in our in our minds and keep him with us for going forward. And I don't think any of us in this whole fest right now would be connected without Bart.
No, not at all. That's what he did. He brought people together, and he's still doing it. That's the best part.
100%.
We were talking to, I think it was Paul or whoever earlier mentioned the glass stand over here. Justin was talking about it. The glass guy drove in from
Thick
Indiana.
Boys.
Yeah, Thick Boys Glass.
Nice. I love
Yeah,
that
drove
name.
in from Indiana. Doesn't know anybody here. Might have apparently heard of Trogs. But he's just here because he knows Bart was a hell of a guy and had a wonderful impact on all of us. And he's still bringing people together.
Yeah.
Guy at the glass blowing company from Indiana is here.
Even the Shy Bear guy was I never met the guy, but obviously I want to be here.
New Trail. I was up visiting Mike yesterday, and we were grabbing a beer together. I was like, I have a fest tomorrow, the Bart Fest, and he goes, whoa, that's tomorrow? And he's like, yo, let me go fill up a cart of beer for you.
Aww.
I wanted to send beer, I just didn't know who to reach out to. I was like, holy shit, thank you so much. And he's like, I never met Bart, but he was a legend.
Yeah.
And it just, even people that didn't meet him, he had just rippling effect across the industry. And he had clients all the way across in California and down the East Coast, and there's so many people that at least had a business partnership with him, and a friendship, and
yeah,
crazy.
God damn it, Kevin! I was fine all day. And now,
yeah, exactly.
I'm fighting it back too, dude.
Yeah, I think we all are at this point.
Yeah.
But and it just goes to show you can't say enough good things about the guy, because there's always something else that just tops the last thing.
Even like the times that he annoyed me, it was like, God damn it, Bart, with a smile.
Right.
And it was just like, he's drunk and having a good time. Like,
yeah. Also, God damn it, Bart, that's going to be a lot of work, but you know what? It's a really fucking good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, obviously, we're all here in celebration of him. And I said before, and I'm sure I'll say it again, if you didn't know Bart, you still knew Bart. It's wonderful to see the outpouring of support here. It's wonderful knowing that, Kevin, you're going to keep things alive in the same tradition, and you're going to keep Hanger Jam alive, which is something that deserves to happen as often as possible.
I say we keep doing it every year.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm absolutely in. It's incredible. And if nothing else, we can all agree that, it's like you said, we wouldn't know each other. A lot of people here wouldn't know each other had it not been for Bart. And the relationships that he was able to foster will continue, and they're going to echo throughout the ages. And it got me. I'm here.
Yep.
It happened.
Yep. There it is. Yep. But yeah, I mean, could you ask for any more beautiful legacy than
exactly
all these people coming
Absolutely.
together? It's amazing.
Well,
can we end this episode now?
Yep. Yeah. I think we should. I think that's time.
Sponsored by Kleenex.
Yeah, right. Should be.
Kevin, thank you for everything, man. We can't say enough thanks for everything you've done and how great of a friend you've been over the years. Thank you.
No, thank you for putting up with my shit. And,
what shit? What shit?
I don't know. I make fun of you guys occasionally, so
that's fine. We make fun of everybody.
I tell you no, I don't want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, but we know you will anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's just sometimes you can't respond with a devastating gift because your cell service kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, Rich is like, you want to be on, and I was like, I can't say no to you. So
yeah, nobody can say no to Rich. That's very true. Rich, thank you for everything you've done as well. I mean, there's usual housekeeping stuff. Search for us on the internet. You know where to find us. We can't say enough good things about Bart and about the wonderful people who are here. Well, that's got to be added in post.
This is the final countdown? Is that what it is?
This is supposed to be the outro music, but it's bad adapter or something. I don't know. Whatever. Bart, we love you.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I'm Dan Baker, joined by my co-host and virologist,
Kevin Keller.
Steph Hefner.
It's invented and fermented.
Rich Hefner.
Rich Hefner. Cheers to Bart, man.
Cheers to Bart. Cheers to beer. Cheers to the community. Cheers to our friends. Fuck COVID. Fuck cancer.
Yep.
We're all gonna be okay.
Party.
Let's fucking party.
Let's fucking party.
Let's do it. The end.
My name is Bartley Kaminski. I am the founder and president of Hophead's Official Gear, also creative director.
Let's have the biggest party we can.